I sent you guys the video of that police shooting, and if you haven't seen it, let me lay out like the beginning of it, because nobody's seen the beginning of it. I mean, people have, but what everybody has seen is the middle of it. So basically, female cop, male cop, arresting some guy for some such and such. Not a big deal. Taking him from his house or his girlfriend's house. None of that really is relevant. But he's in the back of the police SUV, the bad guy, we'll call him, but not a bad guy.
Jail cell.
Yeah, he's going to jail. He stole something. He did something wrong. Whatever. Female cop is still talking to witnesses, friends, family, whatever, over by the house. Male cop walks past the car, and he's milling around back there. An acorn falls from a tree onto a nearby vehicle and go. We've all heard it. Donk.
Yeah, it goes bang, 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 bang.
Die, Whitey! Die, pig! You know what acorns sound like. And so the cop literally starts running and gunning like it's the end of a Call of Duty fucking campaign. He's screaming. By the way, he's dumping his magazine into the car, and he's screaming for his partner to do the same. And he's like, "I'm hit." He's crawling now. He's got fake gunshot wounds himself. He's crawling like he's doing that thing where you've got your pistol, but you're using it to like crawl along the ground, and he's just dumped all of his bullets into it, and he's begun to reload. He's trying to get away. And lady cop, to her credit, didn't do anything wrong, because if my partner screams, "I'm hit," and I say, "Where's it coming from?" as he lights up our car, and he says, "In the car," I'm giving that car all I got, because Bob said so. Bob's on the ground, says he's shot. He's crawling in the street, by the way. He's shot. I thought he was paralyzed. I was like, oh, what happened to Bob? No, but meanwhile, this guy who probably didn't pay some child support or like stole some spray paint or some shit is in the back of the car. Bullets coming from both sides. Must have been 40 fucking rounds through that car, because asshole back here's reloading. You're going to give him some more. I don't know at what point they realized that no one had shot at them. Like, new cops come and they're like, "What's going on?" And the guy's like,
"We're all just putting our bullets in this car." You want in?
Yeah, we're all trying to find the guy who did this. Like
this cop it would have been less embarrassing if he'd shit himself on stage shaking the president's hand. He is being.
What happened to the victim?
Everybody who makes videos is making a video about the humiliating Florida cop who got scared of a squirrel and like blew away a cruiser. It's embarrassing. He's done.
I would hope,
and he needs to be done.
You have a trigger finger like that.
He doesn't have the temperament for that at all.
Oh my God, no. That's
Jesse Hernandez. By the way, Hernandez, I think, is the Patriots guy I was thinking of. I'm not positive.
Oh yeah, Aaron Hernandez was the Patriots guy.
Oh yeah, Aaron Hernandez.
I don't know.
I think he's dead.
Cowboys too, right? Well, yeah, he killed himself. Right?
Every bullet missed from both the guy and the girl. The person in the car wasn't hit a single time.
The cops can't fucking shoot.
Yeah, like what percent would you say can shoot well?
True.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes when I'm watching those videos, I can tell right away by how they hold the gun when they're shooting it, because some of them limp wrist it. And that means that the pistol is able to really rock back and do stuff on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But that means that if you can imagine, you've got the slide on top and you got the grip on the bottom. The way a semi-auto works is they move into sort of independent of each other. The slide has to move while the grip stays stationary. So if you allow the grip to move with the slide, it might not cycle now, because you're not holding that grip stationary so that the slide can come back and do its thing. So they'll limp wrist it in a way, and the gun will be moving around and the gun will jam. But then I'll see a cop pull his shit out, and it'll be clean. Like, it won't be just a Glock. It'll have some shit on it. Maybe he'll have like a SIG with a red dot, and I'm like, oh, okay. He'll be holding it a certain way, and just like, all right, this guy can shoot. But then I'll see people just spamming, just shooting everything in front of them. Can't reload.
I've seen two police. They had rifles, not pistols. And I think you've seen the same videos, Kyle. Like, one of them was like, he goes to his car, he goes to the back, he gets out his rifle. It's AR-15 or M16, I can't tell. And I think on the way there, he asked a bystander, like, "This way?" And they're like, "Yep, they're over there." And then the bad guy is just outside, like, the doorway. This is a PKA hangout. We watched it, the last one. And I was the only fool who wasn't so sure that was the bad guy, that I'd be ready to pull the trigger. Everyone else in the hangout was like, obviously that's him, But yeah, the guy came and he shot from a distance too. I might call it 75 yards.
Yeah.
And every bullet hit its target. Sometimes they're good.
Yeah. I've seen a few like that where a cop pulls out his service rifle and shoots a bad guy at like 100 meters, and he's just like, and he goes, subject down. I'm like, oh, that's our guy. That's Officer fucking Badass.
Officer Badass.
There.
Officer Badass. So there was the Uvalde shooting, and then right afterwards there was another school shooting where the cop just like passed everyone. He was the glory guy. He's like, where are they?
Shooter who had the sub 2000, the Keltec.
The trans shooter. Yeah, he was a trans guy. Yeah.
She was.
What did the cop have?
Oh no, he was a trans man. I don't know. The cop had an AR, but the shooter had a Keltec sub 2000. It's that piece of shit I was trying to shoot sodas with when I was pepper sprayed. It's a folding gun. I don't know what caliber his was, but it comes in maybe 9 and 40.
You said those were kind of shit, right?
I mean,
maybe they're neat for what they are.
I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, you could break it over your knee if you wanted, if that's a definition of shit. It's a folding gun. There's the interesting thing. Like, it folds in half, and then it's just so small and compact that you could really sneak it into a school.
And it seems like that person, she put it to the test.
Me personally, I just like to throw it in my toolbox because you got a little 9mm rifle you can pull out if you want. It's non-discreet, but that person clearly wanted to murder children with it for some reason. I see so many airport meltdowns and dragouts recently on my police video stuff because what people will drink too much and get too drunk to be planed, I believe is how they usually put it. Or they get like snotty with the gate agent, plus they're drunk, so the cops come. It's one of my new favorite genres. These grown men and grown women start screaming and crying and biting. And the cops like, how much have you had to drink? They're asking you to incriminate yourself, by the way, folks. If anyone asks you how much you've had to drink tonight, just look him dead in the face, like you don't
say
understand
more than you.
English. like more than you could.
Yeah, more than you could, pussy.
I watch so much cop shit that I fucking like speak their fucking language now. Those leading goddamn questions.
What do you say? You're in an airport and you've had a few drinks, but there's a really hammered guy who's like really causing a ruckus, and now the police are asking you.
I type on my phone
in the mix.
I type into my phone. I'm nonverbal. My lawyer can be reached here, and I show that to them. They're not going to be able to say that they smelled anything on my breath because I never spoke to them. I'm not going to talk to you and breathe my alcohol breath onto you. You can. My lawyer's name is here. Here's his card. I have a picture of it on my phone, and call him. He can tell you how many drinks I've had and what I've had to drink today. And they can call him, and he can answer those questions for them.
Mr. Woodworth,
I'm not talking
to your lawyer, and he says he just.
This is if I'm guilty, by the way.
Woodycraft.
Yeah.
This isn't a scenario like you said where this is if I'm drunk at the airport and they're about to fucking take me downtown. By the way, this isn't if like a cop just wants to talk. If a cop wants to talk, I'll fucking talk to him. I'll shoot the shit. But if they're investigating you and they're fucking with you and they're up in your, where were you headed? Where'd you coming from? I don't know about all that.
Dude, how drunk do you have to be at the airport for like a cop to get involved? Like it's
pissing yourself, biting people drunk.
Okay, biting people. Okay, that's a problem. You can't be fucking biting people at the airport.
The ticket agent's like, she hit me, then she hit him. And by the way, this chick has told a story like, I don't know why they're treating me this way. I am from Detroit, okay? They do not treat black people like that here. Atlanta is so ghetto. They hate black people here. By the way, majority of Atlanteans are black. It is a black majority city. They hate black people here. I have never been treated like this. And that one there was prejudice. And they go back up there. And she started just scratching for my eyeballs. And I curled up into a ball because I'd never hit a woman, but she just got in there deep, you know how she is. And they just attacked me. I think she'd had about 15 drinks. 15 is what the bar tab said, right? Yeah, 15 drinks. She had hit me too, by the way. And she's cut back to her, and she's just moralized. And then the realization, they're like, okay, ma'am, yes. Now put your hands behind your back, and the shit hits the fan. And the next thing you know, my favorite one was the chick on the motorized luggage, because she's like zipping around riding the motorized luggage, and the cop just wants her to leave the airport. So he's following her, zipping around riding a suitcase, and it's comical because of that, because she's talking shit. And then by the end of it, she spits on the cop, and so he's got her hand. Oh, for sure. He's got her handcuffed, shoved into the corner so she can't spit or bite on him. And people are going, why are you holding her like that? And he's like, because she spat on me and she tried to bite me. and we're waiting on a spit mask. And I have to hold her here in this corner until an officer drives to the airport, gets out of his car, walks into the airport, goes through security, comes to this gate, and provides us with a spit mask, which will be about 10 or 15, 20, I don't know, but she's here. And it was great. The whole time she's screaming and begging, let me go. It's like, no, got to hold you here. You're a spitter.
Damn.
You know the victim, perp, whatever, the cop interaction I hate the most? When they scream at the cops, don't touch me. Take your hands off me. Like they have this inalienable right to not be touched or handled. You know, when they say get out of your car and you don't, now you're escalating the situation and getting yourself into more trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if you don't get out of the car, I'm gonna break this window, I'm gonna unlock the door, and I'm gonna drag you out. You should be like, is there another choice? Maybe we can go that way. But no. And sure enough, they do it. And the whole time the perp starts screaming, get your hands off me. Don't touch me. And
I love it.
If I'm the cop, socially, 1% of me is like, no, am I being rude?
I watched
as you wipe the spit from your cheek, you're like, no, I'm not. Like this bitch.
I watched one this week where they surround this woman in a car, white lady, and they're like, get out of the fucking car, get out of the fucking car. And she starts driving toward them. So now she's using a deadly weapon against them. And the cop gets on the fucking hood and he's got his gun pointed into the windshield. He's like, stop this fucking car. And she takes off and he dumps the mag into her. Blam, 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 blam. And you can see him like, it looks like Terminator 2 when you don't know this, Taylor, but the machine gun fire is just eating the windshield away. And it's just incredibly cinematic. And you're blown away by the sound effects. And and you're like, oh my God, Robert Patrick's a stud. Look at the CGI. It was like that. And he dumps this mag into this lady's like face, chest, head area. And then they're in a parking lot. And so she drives out of the parking lot and down into a deep ditch that leads to the road. And the car does this woobly thing where the cop is thrown clear onto the asphalt, does a movie roll, and the car takes off. And you can kind of see as she's driving away, she looks at the cop like, ah.
Oh, do you think she's still trying to drive?
She is driving. She drives away.
But she's all shot up.
She drives. She's all shot up. She drives away, and the cop is now. There's no the bad guys left the scene, and so now there's just a cop standing in the road, and new cops arrive, and they don't understand what's happened. They don't and he's trying to tell them like, and they're like, where is she? She went that fucking way. What do you mean, where is she? Because
follow the blood trail on the
blood trail. They pull her over, stop her like down the road, some other cops, and she gets out and she's just like falling apart. But I think she lived. Yeah.
I saw that one recently. I'm sure Kyle's seen it, maybe Taylor too. She's an older lady. I'm gonna call her like 65. She describes herself as a country girl, and she's not attractive at all, and she's just absolutely belligerent with the policeman. And again, it's like, she's like, you didn't have to throw me down. He's like, well, you wouldn't get out of the car, and then you hit me, and then you kicked me. And she's like, well, I'm a country girl, and when I don't get treated right, that's what I do. And he's like, well, now you're under arrest.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that plays in court.
Yeah, he tased her maybe even.
He did tase her. Yeah. But he was explaining why he tased her.
Yeah, because
there's the video, by the way, of the cop.
Oh, you know it.
I knew
shooting
through No, that's the windshield shooting cop
video.
That's I've seen the one you're talking about. She's kind of a chunky gal too. I felt bad for her. I know she was being it was I felt bad that she acted like that. It's what I guess I mean. It's like, why are you putting yourself in a position where he has to whoop your big ass? Why are you making a fool out of yourself? Where this man, I was reading this article about prohibition and how these women would walk into the bars and the taverns and smash all the bottles and do this huge amounts of damage, but it was just not gentlemanly to manhandle a woman back then, apparently. And that just flies in the face, first of all, of what the media has always taught me. I thought we were beating them the shit out of them back then, but it seems as if most people were so gentlemanly that some bitches could come into your bar where you and the boys were hanging out and not just like cause a ruckus, but destroy the place and empty it of any alcohol to drink.
I have a theory. I think they operated a little bit like the UK police who have no guns. Like, all right, it's not so much you that I'm letting detain me and do all this. it's the people who will come if this shit goes sideways. Because this is during Prohibition, right? So these women are going into people.
No, this is how Prohibition happened.
Well,
this is a big part of led up to it. Yeah,
I was gonna say during Prohibition they let them get away with this shit because all they lose is the product, whereas the alternative is to go to jail or
during Prohibition they would have killed those women because then organized criminals took over because you've created a black fucking market by outlawing alcohol. Now you have criminals who own the taverns. Al Capone made his money selling fucking liquor, right? Like
if it were me, like in that particular space, like there are some of them that you just don't want to cover. Like there's no right opinion to even have on some of this stuff. It's like you're just going to alienate 50% of your audience if you even take a side. It's almost better if you're just like.
I'd never limit myself to just having the correct opinion. I'm wrong half the time at least. I want to talk about that chick. The chick that shot the dude with the taser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there video of that? I haven't seen it.
But we can't watch that shit.
Yeah, you can't watch it. But I can. I'll break it down.
Someone being murdered.
Here it is. There's this guy, super skinny dude, and he's doing that thing where he's like not fully complying, right? The cops have risk control, and he kind of sits back in the car. He's not like actively swinging and taking some stance or anything, but he's just not like, putting his hands behind his back. Like this, he's on a resistance scale of 1 to 10. He's giving him like a 3 or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I just jump in real quick?
Please.
As someone who's been arrested a few times, there was zero resistance. There was a point where like I instinctively kind of put my hand. They were like, "Are you armed?" And I like opened my coat to show them that no, I'm not armed. And they're like,
show them your cool gun.
Yeah. I was like, you're goddamn no. I'm like, absolutely not. Do you want my jacket on or off? And they're like, if you could slip it off carefully. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it real slow, maintaining eye contact with you, sir. I hope you're the first one to shoot if you see a gun. Hey, if you see something, shoot. But I got nothing. Like I'm so compliant.
Yeah.
I'm like, which hand do you want behind my back first? And I'm being like extra flexible because I know what it's like to handcuff somebody. I've handcuffed plenty of people. Believe me, it's hard to get them on sometimes. And I'm just like, hey, if you could not lock the joint, that'd be great. I'm not going anywhere. And every time I ask them not to lock the joint, they don't do it. They've been really cool about that. Because like in the movies, you see that chain between handcuffs. That ain't how handcuffs work. They've got this hinge that they can lock so that your hands are just like they don't go anywhere. There's no moving around back there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, every time I've been arrested, like maximum compliance, 10 out of 10. This is not the part where we alpha the 5 guys with handguns.
All right. So this guy isn't exactly alphaing them, but like I said, a 3 out of 10, right? He's just, I think he even like sort of sits down. He's not like jerking himself away, but he's slipping and
back in his own car. He's sitting down, or
I think so. I assume it's his car, and the cops have like risk control on him, and the cops are kind of like, wrestling is an overstatement, but they're controlling him and he's mildly not complying. Meanwhile, this chick, and you can see it on her body cam, is like behind the male cops that are like risk controlling and sort of like they're about to pull him out of the car and handcuff him and such. And she pulls out what she thinks is her taser. And now she wants to help the boys lock this guy up. She is like a 50-year-old, out of shape, worthless cop. Absolutely worthless. And this is a physical situation. This is a job that involves taking dudes who don't want to comply and making them comply. And she is not qualified for this job because she can't fucking carry the groceries by herself to look at her. Yeah. And she grabs what she thinks is her taser. And she's like, I'm going to tase him. I'm going to tase him. And the cops are still like working on the guy. And then she yells, taser, taser, taser. So they spread clear, kind of like the paddles, at the surgery. They don't want to be touching the guy while she tasers him. Well, she's got her Glock in her hand. She fires a shot into his chest and goes, I shot him.
She says, I shot him.
Not again.
This is a pretty good play-by-play. Yeah.
As the guy speeds away, like when she shoots, he speeds off in the car.
I would argue he sped away after the shot and because of the shot.
Yeah, he was
Do
probably
you
like,
see it that way too, Brandon? Yeah, yeah.
I'm being shot at. I'm being you know what I would do? I would drive away too. I'd be horrified to the woman who mistook a taser for a gun and was firing wildly.
His last words were, "Oh fuck, that wasn't a taser."
Tasers really hurt.
So the way I remember it, she shot him. He's like, "Oh, damn it, they're shooting. I better drive away." He does. Yeah. He doesn't make it very far at all and dies. Yeah. And now there's a question. They're charging her with some kind of manslaughter. I think second-degree manslaughter. And now we're outside of my depth. Yeah. So my friend looked it up, what second-degree manslaughter is. And give me like 15 seconds. I think I can find it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, while you look at that,
I got it.
This, of course, brought up other cases of this happening. And so after we're done talking about this one, I've got a completely different, but exactly the same story to tell.
Another taser mistake. So I did see something, like I haven't seen the clip, but I did see like some stuff floating around online where it's like the weight of a fully loaded Glock is like 3 times that of the taser or something.
It's
something
noticeable.
It's a very significant
also like
thing.
bright and yellow.
Taylor, if everything is heavy to this woman, she's worthless as fuck in a physical confrontation.
Yeah, after Woody reads the third degree thing, I want to talk the difference between a fucking Glock 19 and an X26.
Even the handle on the taser is so little.
All right. Next.
Yeah,
manslaughter in the second degree. A person causes the death of another by the following means is guilty of manslaughter, yada, yada. The first condition, the one that applies here, the person's culpable negligence, whereby the person creates an unreasonable risk and consciously takes chances of causing death or great bodily harm. It's the consciously take part that I struggle with, right? Was she negligent? Undeniably, right? This bitch can't do anything right. She whips out a taser or a Glock instead of a taser and actually pulls the trigger and kills somebody.
Yeah.
I just not sure about the consciously takes chance.
All right, so
consciously. Go ahead.
So the two weapon systems will come like probably a Glock 19. That's what I see most of these people carrying. I rarely even see a 17, but it's pretty hefty, especially fully loaded, right? You've got 17 rounds in there and probably one in the pipe, or at least 17. I don't know exactly what it weighs off the top of my head. Let's call it 2.25 pounds or something, just making that number up. The grip, the everything about it is noticeably different than an X26 taser. Not only that, an X26 has a safety on it. It's got a thumb safety on the left side. Okay, so like, I'm just putting myself like if you blindfold me and you put both things on the table, instantaneously I know the difference just by feel. And if that doesn't work, I know by weight. And if that doesn't work, I feel a little more, and like everything is different. Even the trigger guard on X26 is kind of this weird thing. On the Glock, it's completely different. Like just the grip texturing, the knurling is completely different. The fact that there's a fucking safety that you would have to disengage before firing your taser should just be like, oh wait, this doesn't have a safety on it. Also, they're usually the way I see cops do it. Obviously, I've never worn a taser. I've used that particular taser before for stuff. I've shot people with it, but they've got their Glock on their right hip, you know, if they're right-handed, and then on a cross draw, they've got the X26. So they got to reach across their belt and draw it from over there. That's how I usually see them wear that system. Hard to get that mixed up. What you have is someone who is, Woody kept pointing out how she's physically unqualified for the job. The real issue here, the failure, is a mental inability to do the job.
Here's why. Let's say that she wasn't a woman. Let's say that she was a little person, right? She was an
actual midget.
Yeah, 3'6" tall.
No. We were talking physical, not mental, Woody. So the fact that she's a woman's irrelevant.
If she was 3'6" tall, then she would have the same problem. She would have to be working through her weapon systems because she was fucking useless.
No, that guy would be alive because her little dwarf finger couldn't reach the trigger.
Yeah, she shot him in the thigh.
The problem is this solution should have been putting cuffs on a dude, right? And if it's a couple guys, you might get in there and everyone grabs a wrist or an ankle or something. They grab them out of the car. They do whatever it takes. But because she had nothing to offer in that category of police work, she had to fucking start grabbing Glocks off her hip. That was the problem. Like, there should be a physical qualification for a job that involves wrestling criminals. Period.
Also, probably not being colorblind, I think, would help, considering she waved a clear Glock in front of. In the video, she's waving it around for like a solid 4 or 5 seconds at least. And I'm like, "Ooh, that's a Glock, honey. That's a Glock. That's not. Nope, not taser. Yeah, fuck. Nope, too late."
Yeah, now he's dead because you. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a mixed bag. Like, if she was smarter, then she might have been like, oh, the guys are doing the heavy lifting. I'll just stand here and do my easy job. But the whole, I got to be, I did my part. I'm doing my part kind of thing. It's like
Paul Verhoeven,
pulls out her Glock and blows the guy away. Like, yeah, I already saw that she resigned, which is which is basically like, you can't fire me. I quit.
Oh, it's not even that. It was a situation where they called her into the office and they were like, you've got to go. We don't want to fire you. If you resign, you'll probably get part of your pension or this or that. Like you should resign so that, you get these benefits and it looks better on your record. And that's what happened. It's
I think it was her.
deal.
It was her and her chief, I think, resigned.
Good.
Yeah.
But that's not good enough.
I heard
if that's your brother who's dead, it's like,
yeah.
I heard
or
he
you.
attempted to resign. I don't know what to make of that, but that's how they described him on the news.
So the one thing I think they are doing right, though, is that they're charging her with something reasonable. Because what they normally do is this stuff gets political really quickly. They're like, oh, we want first-degree murder, and you overcharge. And it's like, well, no, it wasn't. Like, by definition, first-degree murder, nobody, he didn't break into your house in the middle of the night, tie you up in the basement, and kill you with a chainsaw. It's like, these aren't the same things.
Right.
And then they overcharge, and then they burn a city down when they don't get a conviction. It's like,
That's what happened in the Rodney.
Yeah.
All right, so
mixing it up, but I don't know that they even charged. This might be an overcharge. The consciously takes chances of causing death. I'm stuck on it. I don't feel like she consciously made this decision to shoot a guy. She negligent, but
is that what that means? Consciously takes chances of. I never know when I read legal stuff. Yeah. I'm looking at the image. That you
a good lawyer could argue that she consciously drew a weapon and pointed it at the guy and pulled the trigger.
I considered that angle. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know.
So this brought to light a different situation. Might have been in Florida. I don't have the details in front of me, but I watched the video a few days ago.
Not another taser mix-up.
Exactly, another taser
Jesus
mix-up.
Christ.
So here are the broad strokes. We
need to make guns heavier, way heavier, apparently.
It was another female, wasn't it?
It was a man. So the situation was they were doing like an undercover sting where they had set up this felon who was wanting to sell guns, and so they've got like the sting car with the hidden cameras in it, and the undercover is buying these guns from this guy, and he's just like, yeah, it's a German Luger, and he's selling this guy this handgun, and then like the rest of the cops start pulling in. This guy gets wise. He jumps out of the car and starts sprinting away. I don't think he has the gun on him at this point. I think he's just running. He's like running for his life, and they're chasing after him. And one of the cops involved is some sort of a 70-plus-year-old like reserve resource officer or something like that. I don't even understand exactly.
Retire that man. 70?
Like he's some sort of a reserve. Like he's not even like a full cop. He's like a reserve officer, whatever the fuck that means.
At 70, he should be running for president.
And he's literally like 70.
You beat me to the joke.
He should be leading the free world, not chasing guys on the street.
You gave him a gun. He should have the launch codes.
Yeah, he should have the football.
He looks like the guy from the diabetes commercial. Like he's overweight. Wilford Brimley. Yeah, he looks like Wilford Brimley. Well, they get this guy kind of on the ground, and he's wrestling with him a little bit. And he does the same thing. Taser, taser, taser. Bang! And he even says, he goes, oh no, I shot him. I shot him.
She said it too.
Oh no, I shot him.
To be fair, as old as he is, he was probably around before electricity was invented. So tasers may be a new concept.
Yeah. I'd try and like act quickly and be like, taser malfunction. This one shot a bullet.
What if he was just like, damn, that taser's got some heft, right, boys? Woo.
So your Google search history includes how do you delete body cam footage?
Yeah.
Well, how many times has this happened?
This is not the second time. These 2 times are not the only times because I've seen it a third time. I've seen.
Was it on a Chicago subway?
Dude, I've seen so many of them. Frankly, they're all jumbled to me.
Dude, I saw one. I think the guy might have already been cuffed. His hands were. He was on his belly.
That's it.
Yeah. And the cop pulls out what he thinks is a taser, and he pretty much executes him by shooting him like in the head or something with the gun.
Jesus Christ.
It's awful.
It's awful. It's just awful. And
Also, you tase him in the head?
As I was saying it, I'm like, maybe the taser thing was just a thing you said.
I'm gonna tag him in the back of both ears.
Because the other ones seem like genuine mistakes. You know, like
remember how you would always see cops go stop
was incompetent. The woman sold me on her incompetence. I think through and through, she is physically and mentally completely unsuited for this job.
Yeah.
Oh, St. Paul is trending. Are there more riots? More riots in the Twin Cities? Yes, apparently. Yes. My goodness. Who loots a vitamin store?
You know, I always find the targets to like. Can we just agree the targets don't make sense? They're targeting whatever's convenient. They're not trying to make a statement by taking out AutoZone.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Like that's the way it is. But like,
I do see this.
Who is like, and you just know the employee of the vitamin shop, SHOPPE, the day before this was like, no one's gonna come here. now they're getting all their fucking B vitamins and fish oil stolen.
In Ferguson, I think it was Ferguson. They burnt down a wig and hairdresser shop, maybe that sort of specialized for black women. Yeah. And everyone was like, "Why would you take out that store? That's like, your people." Does that sound racist? I don't know how to not to sound it, but that's your own community you're taking out. The owners were black women, like you know, and they took out the black wig. They took out the black wig hairdresser place. Like why? And it's because they're not a thinking mob. You know, they're just impulsive, wrecking stuff nearby, angry at the world mob. Not really. Yeah. It wasn't. Personal.
I remember. I think I even told this on the show when the Ferguson thing was going down. A very good friend of mine, Carter. I know you listen to the show, Carter. Shout out. He was like, I'm working. He was texting me at the time. He's like, I work at Ferguson, and this whole thing is getting out of hand. He went to work the next day, and he was like, I came to work in my insurance agency, whatever the fuck it was, and I was expecting pretty much everybody to be there. I was the only one. I showed up to like a door that I had to call my boss and that I could unlock with the passcode or whatever. And you know what there is to eat in Ferguson near me? McDonald's. And you know what happened to that McDonald's? They burned it down. And so I have nothing to eat here. And then he literally quit that job right after Ferguson and moved to Chicago because he was like, this sucks.
Well, at least you got away from those people.
At least nonsense in Ferguson. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm out of here. I'm going to Atlanta.
I'm amused that St. Louis is like, really? Not here? We usually get something. You're like, are we just going to sit through this whole thing and not participate?
It's going to happen. It's going to. We're A+ Better Business Bureau rated for rioting. St. Louis will pop off at some point, and it'll probably be the East Side that does it first. We watched that clip of New Year's in East St. Louis where it was just firing high-powered rifles into the air with no concern. There's like cops driving by at some point, and even the cops know, like, no, this isn't our fight. Like, just to keep on fucking rolling.
I remember we watched that, and I learned about shooting guns into the air. Like, so I was wrong. I thought shooting a gun up straight was okay, and shooting a gun almost straight up was almost as good. It turns out that you have to really shoot straight up. Otherwise, it lands hard and fast.
If you shoot straight up, it doesn't land hard and fast?
Right. It's kind of like just dropping it off your root.
Because there's no difference between shooting a bullet straight up and dropping it from very high.
Oh.
Yeah. But
that makes a ton of sense. I'm feel like a retard.
So let's say 90 degrees is straight up. I thought 80 was pretty good. It is not. 80 is shooting someone who's far. That's what 80 is. It lands and zoom.
These gentlemen were not being careful about the
yes,
angle.
that's where I was headed. They're just randomly shooting towards the sky, and I promise you, they were actually shooting things far away, not dropping bullets.
I watched this. I was doing this is probably a couple weeks ago at this point, but Taylor Merca on Twitch, we were doing a just chatting, hanging out, watching stuff stream, and it was like deep. It was some guy named Guns and something else, and he like goes and experiments and not experiments, but he experiences other ways of life, like in Russia, rural areas. And he basically went into this shithole area that looked like a paintball course. And everybody in the chat's like, oh, this is the grossest thing ever. This is awful. And I was like, oh, it's not nearly as bad as East St. Louis. And so I pulled up a video of that and they're like, oh my God, this is in America. This is our country. And it looks like this. Yeah, it's just awful. It's sad what's happened to so many cities that were booming 60, 70 years ago when you think about it.
Do they have
like Detroit, Paris of the West, they used to call it.
Really?
They truly
No.
literally look up Paris of the West and you will see it's Detroit.
When did they call it that?
I'm not going to do that. That's a
1867?
trap, Taylor. I'm not Googling fucking shit.
When did they call it the Paris of the West? What year was that?
It was the year.
There's no way to know,
18.
Kyle. There's no way to know.
I'm willing to wait. I think it begins with the.
I like that Taylor's our fact checker now.
If I had to guess, it would be like 1946 or something
go-
when they were booming with the automobile stuff.
I'm going to
But
go
anyway,
with covered
1872
wagons.
when they made a lot of horse glue.
But
How did I get stuck fact checking now?
I did.
Woody seamlessly passes that off.
The show needs it, but they're giving too much shit. So, thank you. Anyway, yeah. Does St. Louis have a lot of just like empty grass lots where there were vacant houses? Do they knock it down and?
East St. Louis does. St. Louis proper, not as much. But yeah,
Okay.
East St. Louis on the Illinois side, lots of lots like that haven't been mowed and, as Kyle would say, a coon's age.
They
So
should-
very long grass.
Yeah, it apparently if you have an empty house, that quickly becomes a drug den or a place where homeless people squat, or like it's a real a magnet for unattractive behavior. But if you have an empty lot, then that's preferable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got this house in East St. Louis. Better snatch this up, Taylor.
Zillow, $12,000. Too
Taylor,
bad.
Taylor, I'll go in halvesies with you.
Do you know what area this is?
The fact that it's a $12,000 home, Taylor, I can only imagine.
If you open up the link, you can see Martin Luther King Drive from the map. Not to mention you're right by fucking North 16th and Missouri Ave. Yeah,
Dude, this is an investment, Taylor.
One.
It comes with a satellite dish. I mean, pretty cool place.
You know what? That would be a pretty funny.
Already mounted.
Let's buy a house together and see for $6,000 a pop and see what we can turn it into.
Choose to
That's
handle the
what-
closing costs.
Out.
In Detroit, it's built in 1900. That has to be a mistake. In Detroit, they don't let you buy houses like this. Like a lot of people were just buying homes they had no intention of doing anything with, hoping that Detroit would turn around. And now you have to prove that you want to live there and turn it into a home.
Looking at these pictures, I can smell this house.
Absolutely rancid.
You know what this smells. It has a damp smell. You know it does.
It's like black mold.
Look at the payment. Look at the estimated payment. $73 a month.
This house,
$8 price per square foot.
this house is a notable upgrade from where my father was raised. It was about this size, and like it hit me when Kyle said he can smell it. This is yeah, I can smell it. I can smell the front yard. I can smell the grass. Like I know the neighborhood. I bet I can hear the bar across the street. And but his house didn't have a yard like this. It was all of them touching each other. They're like row
Dude, this one's
houses.
much better for
I will
12,000.
say, little benefits of East St. Louis. They have some of the country's most renowned full nudity strip clubs.
Mm. Full nudity?
And
Do they serve alcohol?
Oh, they do. They serve alcohol.
That
They
is
let
the-
you get wasted. Yeah.
That's the lowest standard. Like there's titty bars and they tend to serve alcohol. There's full nudity bars, but they don't have alcohol. St. Louis has combined the two.
St. Louis, well, because fucking weird, the two major cities in Missouri are in 3 states collectively, where it's St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis, Illinois, and then Kansas City, Missouri, and then a little bit of Kansas City, Kansas. But you want pot now? Drive over the bridge, go to Illinois. You want drive-through liquor, guns, and ammunition? Drive on over to the Missouri side. We got you covered. And so a nice, this is what multiculturalism means to be, drive through, or no, it's not, it's drive through liquor, guns, and fireworks is what it is.
Missouri has
That's
all
a
these
good
things.
combination.
Yeah.
Is it like a barn that you literally drive through the middle of the store, or is it like a drive-through window, like a fast food restaurant?
Drive through window. You
Okay.
go on the side that looks like a barn, and then you say, I want, 2 boxes of 22, a handle of Papa vodka, and a bunch of M80s. They're like, M80s are illegal, right? And it's like, give me the M80s. Here's your sparklers. Yeah.
In Kentucky, they have the drive-through liquor stores.
North
where
Carolina
you
has
drive
that.
right through the middle of that motherfucker.
That's cool.
Yeah,
You
it
like
is cool.
like that stuff.
But they hand you the alcohol, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can get out, but you don't need to.
Woody, what are you doing? You got to start drinking with all those rules around you. Take advantage. Yeah, you're right, Kyle. This second one is much, much better, but it's still awful.
It's still awful. It's a $12,000 home.
How many months do you think you and I could pay $36.50 each before we're killed if we were to live here?
You're seriously talking about financing this motherfucker?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, we wouldn't need to do that.
I'm not getting a mortgage on a $12,000 house.
We finance a $12,000.
I wouldn't make
Funny.
and it's 6. It's 6.
Finance a $12,000.
I have $6,000, not to brag.
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I also have. I'm well over $6,000 liquid, so I can.
All right.
drop in there.
Well, I mean, I need to move a few things around.
I mean, if I get an extension on my taxes. Yeah, man, this house is ugly as shit, dude. Looks awful.
Yeah, it is. Now, if there was a $12,000 house like that in Colorado, then you chip in.
You'd have to tear this up and just destroy it.
You would. Yeah.
Look at how much mold there is on these walls. It's visible.
La-di-da.
Yeah. I think that's moss.
It might be moss.
Uh,
Oh, look at the outside. Oh, God, that looks awful. Someone chopped a tree down and just left it.
is it in St. Louis? They might have just fallen down on the fence and he hasn't gotten to it. And you're being kind of judgy.
A little deep cut there.
So I'm looking at like Colorado. I searched the entire state of Colorado and I made my maximum price $12,000. It's just plots of land, but several acres. You can get 5 acres in Blanco, Colorado, $4,000.
For 8,000 or 4,000?
4 big ones,
Oh, I'm out.
5 acres.
I can't handle 4 big ones.
I mean, we could all chip in here, have ourselves a piece of land out in the Sunshine State.
Florida?
No, Colorado. It's a Dumb and Dumber joke. It's
Oh, I'm like,
Lloyd, Jim Carrey's character, is picking up Jamie Presley or whatever her name is, and he's like, "Where are you headed?" And she's like, "Colorado." Or he's like, the Sunshine State," and she's just like, I love that movie. But yeah,
I don't know if we want to go here. I was looking up the violent crime rate again. East St. Louis is blowing Guatemala and Nicaragua out of the water here. You got to go to Caracas, Venezuela before you get anything even close. Property crime? Oh my God. We're going to lose our cars night 1.
I didn't even think of the cars. Yeah, definitely the cars. I was thinking of like the home. Like nobody's gonna fuck with that place. I mean, clearly they already have. They're not coming back.
You can't steal property, Taylor. It goes all the way to the middle of the earth. You goof.
You can't steal property.
You can't steal property. It doesn't belong to anyone.
Okay, Reggie.
Yeah, that's what you think, bitch. We showed you. It does belong to us now.
Stupid Native Americans.
I like how you made the stupid comment politically correct.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid set Native Americans.
I'm a Native. I hate that. We call them Native Americans. I'm a Native American. You're
I mean,
a Native
we literally
American.
are Native Americans. We were born in America and we grew up here.
Yes.
That's how I got my first 5 jobs.
You and Elizabeth Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, your name's Taylor. We're not buying this. My name is Chief Getting Job.
Have you guys been keeping up with the latest police shootings?
Yeah, man. That's
Dude, there were a couple
only-
more today. There's the my Facebook feed is filled with defending this cop who shot a 16-year-old girl.
Which one?
the one who was actually stabbing the other one.
Yeah, and my knee-jerk reaction is there's no one on the other side of this issue. Look, I don't.
Oh, except for LeBron James.
Wait, what was is this they're defending the cop who shot the girl?
Oh no,
No,
Come
they're
on.
not.
Attacking
But
the
they
cop
should
who-
be.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So I'll lay it out as best I can. I've watched the video. It's short, so I've seen it like 15 times. Cop arrives on the scene. As he's getting there, there's this big girl, and she has a knife in her hand, and she comes into view, and the cop pulls out his gun, and he's like, "Stop," or "Don't move, freeze," something like that. And she doesn't.
Mhm.
It has no impact on her. And she takes this other girl who's half her size, pushes her up against the hood of the car, maybe, like bent over backwards on it. And she's in the process of stabbing the other one with a knife. As a real quick reaction, the cop shoots her 4 times. I think all 4 shots hit. I know the girl died really quickly.
Mhm.
And
Did the other girl get stabbed? I can't tell if the knife.
I haven't heard anything about the other
That's
girl.
a real deal blade she's got.
Yeah, the blade is what do you call it? 4 inches long, something like that. Like it's
Oh,
I don't think she actually got through to stab the woman in pink.
and the cop killed her quickly. Within 6 hours, the police took the body cam footage and released it to the public. And I'm like, of course they did. This is like the best shooting that we've seen in quite some time. In terms of clearly a justified shooting, someone who's actively in the process of pre-stabbing someone else with a knife, he saved a life that day, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we were watching the very first step of a murder happen, which is
LeBron James tweeted.
drive a knife into someone's chest cavity.
Yeah, LeBron James tweeted about this, and then someone made him delete the tweet, but then he's continued to speak publicly about it.
Are we sure this is the? I'm not.
Oh, unless a different black 16-year-old girl was stabbing another girl and got shot for it today.
Seemed likely.
Oh, but it was definitely about this
Impossible.
one. It was about this one because there is another shooting I know about in North Carolina.
I'm almost positive it's this one.
Oh, okay.
It was the girl stabbing video.
So was this yesterday?
so I
Come on,
I did
LeBron's
wanna-
always on the right side of these things. It's
Let
LeBron.
Alex get in.
Yeah, I will. So look, I'm going to be very upfront. As a minority who grew up in the Bronx, a very dangerous neighborhood, right? Often than not, the police response was to shoot. And I'll say this as and I know that there's a lot of people are going to have differing opinions on the response, but I do feel like I've seen things like this play out where a taser was used. Why couldn't that have been the option? Why did it have to go to shooting first? wouldn't that have been equally as effective at neutralizing the target?
I'm worried. If I'm about to get stabbed by a 4-inch knife by this person who's twice my size, who's got me bent over
Yeah,
a
no,
car,
for sure. I understand that.
dude, why haven't you used a rifle at this point? You know what why isn't this a 50 cal is my response if I'm the person who's about to get stabbed.
At that point too, there's also, I'm not much to get into this, but I do want to point this out though. Like, but then think about that kid when the protests and the riots were going on, and he was like walking to the cops with like a full freaking rifle.
Dude,
you know?
I think there was some white privilege there. He definitely got treated pretty kindly. They didn't seem to regard him as like an active super threat like they might have someone else. Although the kid put his hands up and tried to turn himself in, right? So this girl, on the other hand, was ignoring the cop and trying to kill somebody. So
I don't think
it's not a great parallel.
Taser.
If you're being stabbed, you don't want the cop to be shooting a taser at the other person. They just don't work very well. I did one for a video once, and I shot my friend in the back with a taser, and it didn't work exactly right. It didn't perform the way it's supposed to.
What was he wearing?
Blue jeans. The armor of blue jeans.
Is that what you hit? The blue jeans, you think?
Yeah. Part of it, and it didn't go through the blue jeans and into his skin. It was something called a disconnect or something like that. One of them stuck into his back, and the other barb stuck through the blue jeans, but not into his skin, so it was arcing to him. The thing is, they just don't work very well. They're not super reliable.
I think people have a lot more confidence in tasers than there ought to be. Where like
it's not a phaser, it's
just tase them and then they're incapacitated. It's like
set phasers to stun.
Yeah.
Stun. That's what you'd prefer. We need to get phaser technology, just instant stun. That'd be better.
I agree with that. That'd be dope.
In this situation, like slight little hiccup with his taser, that woman's already stabbed 4 times and dead. Some situations you're right. They jump to the gun too fast, especially that.
Oh
one.
yeah. Or accidentally.
Or accidentally with the fucking shit we saw where they're like, I accidentally shot him. I mistook my 2-pound gun for my 6-ounce taser.
There was a guy in South Carolina. This is or maybe it's Virginia. This is a couple years ago. The cop told him to get his license and registration. So it was picture a truck with a bench seat, if I recall correctly. And he kind of opened the door and went in to get it, and the cop shot him and killed him. He was getting his license and registration as ordered. I
don't think any reasonable person would say that there aren't an enormous number of incidences you can look at of cops responding terribly and actively causing a situation worse with their presence.
Yeah.
I am all about serious changes to our police force. I like the parallel of pilots. You know, like you can't have any bad apples in this job. They carry guns. You never see Delta saying, what about all the pilots that didn't intentionally smash the plane into the ground? Okay, some of them are a little homicidal. Sometimes we've ignored 17 complaints from passengers about drinking on the job. But hey, a lot of our pilots don't have these complaints. Chauvin, who just got busted, who's going to jail?
Derek Chauvin.
He had 17 complaints against him. And he's still... All right, 540. Hands were in the air. Didn't even touch it this time. It just stopped. But
I don't know.
Woody's charging his motorcycle battery with some sort of a special charger, and it keeps stopping the show. And we lose gold, people. Gold. The best moments you've ever even you can't even imagine how funny Taylor's jokes were. He did the Saddam Hussein impression. I thought the man was alive again. He had a little beret.
I'm not getting the costume back out. It's too much.
No, at this point, it's done. It's done.
You just can't replicate that kind of gold again.
No,
you know,
the magic is gone the second time.
Oh, I saw a crazy police video last night. They had sick the canine on the guy, and the guy is like on his back now, canine on his leg, and he takes out a pistol and like goes to put the pistol to the dog's head, but the cop has an AR-15, and I mean, when I say he's standing over him, I mean he's standing over him, looking straight down, and they just light this guy up when he points the gun at the dog.
And the dog is fine. I saw this video too.
Yeah.
He was probably going to shoot the dog. I mean, you can't.
I mean, he was waving a gun around, and there was like 3 cops on top of him and a dog. So somebody was getting shot, no matter what. Yeah. I saw another one where this crazy guy had kidnapped his kid, I think, like a toddler, and he's holding it in the line at McDonald's, maybe. Like, keep in mind, there's cars they're trying to get their food. Okay, they're having to deal with this, and you won't put the kid down, so they tase him, grab the kid real quick, pretty smoothly. Kid doesn't fall or anything, and then the guy still won't give up. So they've got like 2 guys on top of him, and he won't give him his hands. He's like got him like locked or something. He won't put him on his back. So they let the dog start chomping on him, and I think they quickly realize, oh my God, no, get the dog off, because like the dog bites the guy in the calf, and like blood just starts pouring after like 2 little bites from that Belgian Mal. It just shredded this motherfucker.
I'm sure. Police dogs are scary.
Yeah, the Police Activity channel is just.
You love
endless.
that channel. So I've never
It's
seen it.
so
I'm kind of
good.
curious about it.
It's so good. Hours of entertainment. I'll say this. It makes it harder to judge cops who you see being assholes. And at the same time, a lot of the times the videos on there are cops being assholes. It's like, oh, they got him. And at the end, they'll be like, Officer Morris is on permanent suspension and charges are pending. And it's like, oh, okay, good. But then some of them, it's like, that cop just saved like everybody. That guy was gonna kill them all. Like and then there'll be a cop who like he pulls a speeder over and she's got the baby and she's like, the baby's dying, and the cop saves the baby on the hood of the car, like right there in front of you. Good stuff.
The dog, the cop saves the baby.
Yeah, he like CPRs the baby back to life. Or maybe it had something in his throat. He saves the baby.
Good for him. They should. If they're trying to change perception, they need more of those videos.
I would. I think they need better uniforms. I think that we've got.
That's such a good point.
I think.
What would their uniforms look like?
All right. So right now, here's the thing.
Put them in like shorts, like a little less threatening.
Oh,
I saw
Reno 911.
Have you seen the Halloween costume?
Zach, Lieutenant Dangle. Yeah, yeah, exactly like Woody in his Halloween costume. Like Woody's fit enough that he shows he's serious, but he also was wearing short shorts, so he likes to hang out and play. The duality of man, all in one outfit.
Oh, you shut the fuck
I can't find Google Image isn't coming up with it.
Oh, Zach may have found it. Yeah,
there we go.
That's exactly what we're looking for. Now, Woody's thighs filled those out much more impressively than this loser's. I'm
so confused why you've neither found a picture of Woody in the costume nor the character who wore it himself for many years.
Honestly, though,
you found a third party wearing a costume.
Look at the boots. I love that.
The boots are
the boots are pretty great.
The boots are pretty nice. I mean, what would your idea for new cop uniforms be? I think shorts would make things seem a little lighter.
No way. See, I was going more hardcore. I was going like Judge Dredd with it. I want helmets.
Oh, I was thinking making them like friendlier.
No, you got to go the other way.
Oh, I don't think people are going to like that.
Because I feel
like cops are power tripping enough. Like if they're showing up in helmets and shit, I can't even imagine.
Oh, I was just thinking.
How about all cops have to wear assless chaps? That'll weed out a lot of people who don't want to be laughed at as silly. And really
I think that when you see it,
and it'll make sure they're fit.
I think this will strike, terror into the hearts of would-be criminals when they see like a bunch of Judge Dredds walking around. Just give them some of those cool motorcycles too. Why not? Like the whole thing, make them frown.
True.
Maybe we should if they brought back like public executions just for like serial killers, just to put the fear of God in people. You think that would help?
I don't think so. I think that I don't think so, because everybody knows that you die if you do that stuff. Like most of the time, anyway. Like there's a lot of those like school shooters and stuff. They're going in there to die, right? I don't think public executions are going to solve anything.
I don't know, man. I'm friends with a lot of cops. I've been on drive-alongs. I've been in my share of confrontations, and it escalates. And it's the idea of, when do you don't know what this person has. You don't know what and here's I don't know, you guys take a class on weapons at CCW. I have a CCW. You have to take a law class.
I think we all do.
We've all done it.
Or have.
So, in the class said, what is the effective range of a knife? Well, it's 15 feet. That means if you got a knife, by the time I get to my gun, you've got me stabbed. So that there's all these relevant tactical things that you have to remember when you deal with suppression of violence, suppression of criminals, that people don't understand how difficult it is to get somebody to become compliant, to basically comply with that, or listen, just if you're resisting It's a dangerous thing for a cop. It's a dangerous thing. And I think part of the issue is that I'm not sitting here giving cops, free range to do what they want. I'm not saying that. I think that we have to change the way police teams are handled. I think police have got to be done in teams, and they got to rotate out. When a guy gets hyper, hey, tap him out, get out of here, walk off. You're excited because when the adrenaline goes, you lose your finer, nuanced skills. You become more base oriented. If fighters know that, when you go, your adrenaline, and you lose your finer capabilities or your reason. You go to this more sort of a more base approach. But I also think that we've got to start making a conversation into communities that are hard hit by these things. Teach your kids to be respectful. Teach your kids to, hey, cops is it until we can fix it. I have a lot of kids on my channel who are I'll call non-white, and as a hockey coach, I lost kids to street violence in New York, and it's fucking horrible for me. I get attached to people really quickly, and I keep saying, guys, it may not be politically correct, but please, if somebody's pointing a fucking gun at you, just do what they tell you to do. All right? Especially if it's a cop, that means he's afraid. Someone pulls their gun. If I carry. If I pull a gun, it's because I'm really thinking I'm in danger here. So when a cop pulls his gun, it's not a joke. It's not a challenge. Don't antagonise. Don't challenge somebody who's pointing a gun at you. It's like, just teach us to, hey, all right, maybe find a way to take the fear out of being thrown in jail. Maybe have people who are indigenous and who don't have money, build a fund that they can. Okay, I'll take the pinch because I know that I'll have some type of legal representation, or there's money there. So if I am sort of just on the edge of things, I can get out of jail. Fix it that way. But compel people to comply, especially when they see a cop holding a gun. Fuck, somebody holding a gun at me? Yeah, what do you want, man?
I agree with you there. Like I've had cops pull guns, and it's just like,
yes,
what
sir.
would you like me to do?
What do you
both
want?
right.
Hey,
You're both
follow
right.
me.
You should comply, right? Like, I try to do this quickly. I drive a motorcycle. You can't just go blasting through green lights expecting people to see you on a motorcycle. In a car, you can do that your whole life. They kind of see it. People don't tend to make lefts into you, and if they do, the consequences aren't that high. With a motorcycle, you got to drive through green lights in a way where you're prepared to deal with somebody making a mistake. Cool.
Yeah.
Everything's your fault. Well, not everything's your fault, but everything's your problem. Somehow police compliance comes like there's a parallel here. Should I completely obey? Yes. But the consequences are fucked up. I don't know, maybe the parallel's not working, but there was a shooting in North Carolina. I have a video. I'll open it at current time. Perfect. What happens is these cops roll up. I don't know why they're going there, but it must be pretty serious because they're all dressed in their tactical gear, and there's like 6 of them in the back of some sort of pickup truck, maybe?
This is SWAT.
Okay. They don't have a cool SWAT armored personnel carrier, but they're ready to get shit done. Here, I'll just flip through it for people.
Holy shit.
Right? So they come out of this thing and they find the dude. There's no sound in this.
Wow.
But is this the guy? We're going to see him any second now. Oh, I think I maybe skipped past the good part.
A minute and 30 in, we haven't seen the guy yet. We're just seeing mostly this guy's forearm holding a gun.
Okay, I gave you a bad timestamp. The amazing stuff happens around 1:10.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead, right?
Yeah. So
I would think so.
Here's what happens for people watching it. I'm at like 109 for you guys. There's a car right here. This car, rather than just comply with all these cops pointing their weapons at him, he gets in his car. There is a policeman here on the right of the screen. I'm at 111 right now. And I think there's one at the top of the screen. The guy is clearly driving in between 2 cops. Take note of where this cop's feet are, because he does not run over this cop. He doesn't run over where the cop is standing. He's driving around the cop in an effort to escape. The cop kind of shuffles right even further into his path. In spite of the fact that the cop shuffles the wrong way, I'm at 113 now, he still doesn't hit where the cop was. The cop could have stood still. He didn't hit him. Now he drives past the cop and he's kind of like escaped. They all start shooting, and the guy dies. Now, he shouldn't have done that, right? He shouldn't have hopped in his car and tried to drive away.
What was he driving towards? I couldn't. He was like in a yard heading towards a house? What was?
I think he was just driving towards freedom, and you don't get to see his eventual path because he gets killed. And so once he gets past the policeman and they're looking at his rear view, they all open fire, and the guy dies. Now, like, you can't do that. It wasn't the guy's fault, but it's the guy's problem, and that's where the whole
driving
motorcycle
to add
through the green
there,
light parallel came through. Like, it's not your fault, but it's your problem. This guy's death was caused by his bad actions. It was caused by his reckless actions, is a better take. But there shouldn't be a death penalty for driving away from the police. And the prosecutors have looked at this and decided not to file charges. It's done.
So the reason
just
why
over?
The reason why is because the car is considered a lethal weapon.
True.
Lethal force.
I don't know if you know this case, but that's exactly what they said.
Legally, well, this is a law class. Legally, a car, if you take your car and you drive at somebody, that's you can be charged with assault with a deadly weapon. That, and I think that's nationwide. I don't think that's no, I agree though. There's got to be another way to prosecute that interaction there, because that, again, I don't think cops are allowed to be judge, jury, and executioner. That's wrong. That's, so finding new ways to handle those circumstances, that is the change we have in law enforcement, not taking away their powers. Finding, getting people, how do we handle that? What can we do better here? How can we, is letting that guy go, is that helping? Then what happens when he does something and it hurts somebody else, or justice isn't given to the person that was, whatever it was. All these things have got to be laid out. And until we can have a conversation like this across the board, say, okay, you're right, there's two parts of the story. We have to enforce the law. This is the law. How do we solve the actual technical problems? Give a man a problem he can solve. How do we tactically handle something like that better?
I think they should have prosecuted these cops. And here's the thing. There's two ways that solutions I hear for this all the time. One is these guys just need more training. And I'm like, right. Jesus fucking Christ. Every time cops murder someone, they're like, well, they just need classes on how not to murder people. You know what? Sometimes there should be penalties. They should have in their head, yeah, those guys from North Carolina are in jail right now because they shot a guy in the back who was driving away from them. Right? What
was he headed towards? Like, because if someone's listening, they might think that he got onto a road and was going down the road. He looked to be like driving through people's yards. Like, I can't tell what he was going.
It looked to me like he was driving out his front yard through his neighbor's front yard. His plan was to hit the street.
You said a really interesting thing, and I want to point it out. Use the word murder, and that's part of the issue with getting this change. That's not murder. That's necklace. That is negligent homicide. That is them. They didn't intend to go there that day and murder somebody. That was a police action. Now, what you're looking at is actually just bad work. Like they are negligent at their job. They have to find a better way to do that.
What if he was on foot?
If you prosecute, if he's on foot, you can't still hypothetical, because how can you know what's going to happen?
You can absolutely do hypotheticals. We'll do one right now. If they say stop and he runs away on foot and they shoot him in the back, that feels like murder to me. Now,
it's definitely worse than this, because at least on foot he doesn't have a fucking car to drive into people.
But they shot him as he was driving away. If they shot him while he was driving towards them, I would feel a lot differently about.
What else is going on? Like, what else happened? What else is going on? You can't just throw out this simple hypothetical without adding other mitigating factors either. And again, that poor gentleman years ago got shot. He was just running away. That was horrible. And we got to add in when you make it hypothetical, you got to put a whole bunch of what was happening, what's the circumstance, what are the other elements that justify a policeman's actions.
I don't agree that you can't do a hypothetical. If I say, hey, this guy's driving away, if he was running away, it'd be a very parallel situation. And you say, what about all the other things? Well, we'll make them the same. Period. Problem solved. Now we can do hypotheticals. This guy was driving away from the police, and they shot him while he was driving away.
Right.
And I'm not saying he was a good guy. I'm sure he is. I guess he has other crimes in his history. There's the SWAT team's rolling up on a guy. He's probably a yucky dude.
We're discussing that. Do cops get to be judge, jury, and executioner in any circumstance they choose? That's the real conversation, right? That's what you're saying. Oh, when they act like that, they are becoming judge, jury, and executioner in that moment. And once you do that, you don't get to take that action back. That's a permanent action. And
I think we should prosecute cops when that happens if they're bad. You know, this guy was driving away. Can't shoot a guy for trying to escape. I don't like it. It's just that there's not a death penalty for it, right? This guy should have been caught later that afternoon and spent even longer in jail and kicked himself in the butt for the next 8 years because he tried to escape the police. You know, that's what 8 years, whatever. But
8 months.
I can't debate that. That can't be. You're
I'm
right.
not as harsh with my prison sentences as someone who's done 2 months. It sucks. It sucks. Like 2 months.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right. Whenever I hear somebody, it's like, yeah, you got 5 years for embezzlement. I'm like, God, did some orphans die or something? Like what the fuck?
Okay.
How much did he embezzle?
I do take the driving. He didn't hit a cop, and he didn't even drive where a cop was standing. It's not like the cop had to dodge him. But he did endanger a cop. I mean, like, he drove in their general direction. It looked scary. Like, I don't know.
All I know is, I put my...
He drove into that one guy, didn't he? And then
I think cops have to be held to the highest of standards.
I went frame by frame.
I think if you're going to patrol the streets with a fucking gun, if you're going to patrol the streets with a gun, you should be held to a very high standard. And
Absolutely.
so I say, like... I've done some crazy things, and I don't really get scared of too many things. And I'm thinking, like, would I be scared if I were, like, not even in front of the car, but just near the front bumper? Like I can look and see the wheels of the front of the car. Like, there's no way he can hit me. He could maybe rub against me a little if he makes a sharp turn, but I'm not in danger. He's not going to kill me. I can shuffle step to the left, and I'm fine. Would I be scared? No. No, I wouldn't be scared. I'd be having fun. It'd be like, oh, this is exciting, isn't it? I wouldn't be afraid, though, especially if I've got a goddamn AR-15. Like, what's he going to do? Like, one-handed shoot me with a pistol as he drives past? If I see a pistol, I'm going to shoot him. But I'm not just going to, like, open fire on a guy who's driving away from me. They're still shooting when he's driving away.
They start shooting when he's driving away.
It's absurd. It's absurd. Yeah. They murdered that guy. And you can frame it. You can be like, well, technically, cars are lethal weapons. He was fleeing the scene with a lethal weapon. They had no idea where he might go next. All right, that's one way of looking at it, but don't try to act like it's the same as him running away with a blood-soaked machete toward a school. Like, that's not what was happening. He was just trying to get the fuck away. And he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. And like you said, that's another charge. That's another charge. You're fleeing the police or whatever it's called. And if he bumps a cop, I don't care how lightly, he just assaulted a police officer. But you don't murder that man.
If a cop
I wouldn't have pulled the trigger. I know I wouldn't have pulled the trigger, and that's the level that I'm holding them to. What would I have done? I wouldn't have pulled the trigger.
If a cop can semi-reasonably say, I feared for my safety, then I give him a lot of latitude. But if a guy's running away, you didn't fear for your safety, you silly head.
No. You know? If we're in an apartment, I saw a video where, like, the female cop is trying to wrangle this guy, and he's just not having it. And they get into like a tussle in his living room. And the whole time I'm thinking, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. You should have already shot him. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. And eventually everybody's shot because the male cop has to show up and start shooting people. And like the woman has been shot by like her own gun or something. And then the male cop has had to come in and shoot the other guy with his personal gun. And it's a whole thing. It's like, you should have shot him a long time ago. So it's not like I'm always on the bad guy side or anything. It's just, there's levels to this shit. And that was a situation where the cop shouldn't have shot a guy who was driving away from them menacingly. And but then there's some situations where it's like, we're in a dark room and it's just me and you, and all that's standing between me and you between you killing me is me killing you. Like, I'm gonna have to shoot. And especially if it's a crazed person, like are we there for a guy who stole some watches and was selling them on the street? Or are we there for like Psycho Billy, the guy who's got like 3 murders on his rap sheet, and he's looking for a 4th gang member to shoot today. Like, there's a big difference.
In
I
North
don't know.
Carolina, as a general rule of thumb, as a concealed carry, you can shoot someone if you fear death, serious injury, sexual assault, and you have no ability to escape. That's roughly when you can shoot someone. Take away the no ability to escape thing, and we have a good guideline for cops.
Do you think Alabama or Arkansas, or wherever Boogie's from, has the same law? Because he was definitely in fear of sexual assault.
He was in fear of it.
Do this. Doesn't the castle doctrine let you shoot people on your property?
I think they need,
Almost
I think they
for
really need to be in.
trespassing?
It's a hard job. It's a job I wouldn't want, and they do get stuck into situations that I do not envy. Like that video I sent you guys earlier of the police officer killing the 13-year-old who he met up with in the alley at like 2:45 a.m. in the morning, and the kid had a Glock, and he like pulls the Glock and throws it away at the same time he's raising his hands above his head. So it's real ambiguous whether or not it's a good shoot or a bad shoot. Cop taps him once in the chest, and the kid dies right there on camera. And it is on the police camera, you see this kid's bloody face with blood coming out of the mouth and the life leaving his eyes at like 2 minutes and 45.
I stopped watching it. I didn't like seeing that.
I didn't love it, but I watched it all because I wanted to know what happened. And I'm left still not knowing if the cop was in the right or not. What I think was he was in a terrible situation. And like, I don't know. I'm glad it's not up to me whether he's in the right or not.
Did you lay it out for everyone? I was kind of multitasking, finding the
Yeah, the
fuck
cop's
best cover.
chasing the kid down an alley. The kid's like 13. He's wearing baggy clothes, and he finally stops. The cop has one of those
The
strobe
cop told him
lights.
to stop multiple times, and he ran another 20 seconds, maybe.
Sure. Cop has like one of those like tactical strobe lights on his handgun, and which is blinding as fuck if you've never been hit by one of those, by the way, and it's super disorienting. And while the kid is raising his hands above his head, he is simultaneously drawing a handgun from his waistband and disposing of it. It's both. It's like, get rid of my gun and hands up, and it's this like single motion where it's like gun, throw away, hands up. That like, and the cop has to make this decision instantly for his life. And he does, and his decision is to shoot once. That's one thing I at least give him, like regardless of whether it's right or wrong. I often see cops be like, "Oh, we need to shoot all of our bullets now," and it's just like, dude, he's been dead. Like you're just ricocheting him into Toys R Us now. Like, don't dump magazines into
It took
people.
me a second to process. Full on ricocheting into Toys R Us. Like,
Yeah,
It's all good. Nobody's there anymore.
man.
that's true.
Oh, all right. F and chat.
Circuit, so the Circuit City and the Toys R Us were riddled with bullets. Police estimate $15 to $20 worth of damage.
So is this no, I assume this happened very recently, right? So nothing's
The
it
video
hasn't
was
even
from
begun to
today.
unfold.
No, I think it's like brand new. Like it got linked to me. Like the moment I sent it to you was the moment I had received it. And I
Where
think
did it
it's-
happen? Like what city?
I'm like digging that up right now because it says it's Chicago.
Chicago. Very popular for shooting.
Yeah, if
shooting.
anyone out there wants to see it, and look, I talked on PKN about how you should avoid scarring your brain with like fucked up shit on the internet. So it's your choice whether you want to see it or not. It's graphic. It's called, the title is Graphic Warning, Body Cam Footage of Chicago Officer Fatal Shooting of 13-year-old Adam Toledo. And if you actually want to see the thing.
I didn't see the gun at all. So to me, it looked like the kid was running.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped running, put his hands up, and the cop shot him. And I was like, whoa, why? It seemed like a bad shooting to me. And there's this frame where you stop it, and there's nothing in his hands. The light is on him. You can see clear as day he was unarmed
For sure.
and had his hands up when the cop shot him. Kyle's like, yeah, he had a gun in his hand. So I was like, wow. And I stopped the video. I showed him the still shot. And he's like, frames before that. And then he showed me the gun on the ground. So I
missed that too.
I wouldn't have seen it either if it wasn't for the screenshot.
And like maybe the cop didn't even see it. Maybe they planted the fucking gun. Like I don't know the answers to these questions. All I know is like there was a gun, and the cop seemed super upset.
yes.
Another thing I don't like, I mentioned them like mag dumping kids in the street. And it's when they do that, I think it's another one of those like thin blue line. Hey, if we ever get into a shooting, we all shoot. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
they're not taking us all down. If 18 of us light this guy up, there is no scenario in which 18 of us go before a grand jury. They don't do it. Okay. If you let John over there fire one bullet into a guy, he can be found culpable. But if 18 of us unload, clearly there was a threat and they will be on our side.
I show up 12 minutes later, pop one in solidarity.
That's one part of it.
Into the corpse.
The other thing the other thing that I think is like similar to that, and I don't like it, is when they have clearly just murdered a man and he is dead or dying. And they're like, stop resisting, knee in the center of the back, getting his hands behind him when they really should be doing what this Toledo shooting cop did. And he's just like forming chest compressions, checking for a heartbeat. You know, where are you shot? Where are you shot? So, and then the kid can't talk. But like I rarely even see them ask that. They're just like, oh God, this guy who's clearly dead might come back to life. Like they're afraid of zombies at this point, which I could believe because of the low level of individual you got being cops.
This cop clearly wished he hadn't shot him. And wished he didn't have to almost. I don't know if the cop saw the gun or not. I didn't. If the cop saw the gun and shot and that's why, a good shooting, I guess. You know, the kid maybe just should have put his hands up without touching the gun. If the cop didn't see the gun, then a lucky shooting, I guess.
Little PSA for people at home. When the cop is chasing you and he says, put your hands up, don't immediately show him your cool gun. Not a good idea.
Just hands up.
Pro tips here on
Hands
PKA. That's good that we brought in an expert for that.
I've been stopped by police. I've been stopped by police plenty of times when I had a gun on my person or in my vehicle, and never one of those times did I say, "Hey, do you want to see a gun? You want to see a real cool gun? It's got tiger stripes on it. Check out the barrel. It's got a."
Mark, do you want a brownie before you go to bed?
Hands on the steering wheel the whole fucking time, like yes sir, no sir. Yep, all right. But you have
eye contact.
I've done all that and still got chastised by a cop. So in my concealed carry course, they told us not to tell the cop you have a gun. I have a gun as a thing that could make a cop unhappy.
They told you that?
What they told us to do instead was to hand your concealed carry license with the driver's license. That was your method of saying I have a gun. Then you answer any questions about it. And this cop did not like that at all. He thought I was hiding or something. Like, who hands over a concealed carry license as a method of hiding it, you know? But
guess where it is, copper? Riddle me that.
But yeah, he chastised me. And I was trying to explain to him this is how they told us to do it in the concealed carry course. And he said, he speaking on behalf of all police, that is not what you do. You tell the cop that I have a gun.
Yeah,
I don't know what's right.
That's a situation where I become a smart ass though. Like we got pulled over that time in Florida. I had like brand new tags on the SUV I was in. I just bought it, and it was me and my cousin Scott and this girl that I was returning to her house, and the car was full of guns. I mean, like 7 ARs and 8 handguns or something like that. A couple thousand rounds of ammunition. And they shine the lights in, they see it, and the guy goes, guns! And they're like, all right, everybody step out of the vehicle. And they're running all the guns and everything. And they're running the car's registration and our IDs and our backgrounds. And finally come to the conclusion that everything here is A-okay. And they're like, you really shouldn't. You can't ride around with your guns in there like that. I'm like, am I breaking any laws? They're like, well, no. I'm like, well, I think I'll put them wherever I want then. Like I like my handguns rolling around on the floorboard in the back. That's how I like them. I like my AR stacked up 5 deep in the trunk. Like that's how I like my AR stacked.
I should close my eye, put a hand where the passenger's feet go, and find at least 2.
That was the situation, 100%. And it was more so because Scott was in the back seat, and when we got pulled over, he didn't like the fact that there were guns like stuck between the seats, like almost in a drawable position. So he started pulling them out of there and pushing them as far away from himself as he could, which meant the floorboards were full of handguns. And then he's just sitting there like this, like terrified. He never does well under those situations, under the bright lights of police flashlights. But I was just like, no, if I'm not breaking any laws, that's where they're going to stay. I don't have any kids in here. Like I like having piles of handguns rolling around.
So I'm like the same way. Like I used to like to keep I had, rifles all in the back, 3 or 4 AKs, whatever. Usually I'm transporting them to from the range. We're doing filming, whatever. And turns out you can't do that in South Carolina. And I realized that now because I was held at gunpoint by police for about 10 minutes at a traffic stop at one point because I got pulled over. I don't even know what I was doing. I don't know speeding, but I was like, I was in the middle of fuck nowhere, South Carolina. And I get pulled over by Officer Tren. And he just like jacked fucking 55-year-old. And I'm like, yeah, yes, sir. Like I have a concealed carry permit. Yes, I am carrying. I do have guns in the vehicle, like being as compliant as possible.
Yeah.
And he sees puppy. And he sees he sees one of the guns, I guess, at the floorboard. And immediately draws down and is pointing the gun at my fucking neck. And he's like, don't fucking move, you whatever. I have my license in my wallet in my hand. He's like, put your hands on the ceiling. So I'm like, got my hands on the ceiling, whole 9 yards. He's like, I'm waiting for backup to come. I've got 3 or 4 units on the way, blah, 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 and all this shit. And he's like, you make one fucking move. And he's saying all the bad lines. And I'm like trying to joke with him to cool him down because it was like 10 minutes. I was at gunpoint with just this dude. He's saying all the lines like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I'm going home to my family. I'm like, cool, bud. I would love that. That would be awesome.
You're not like, no, you're not.
We'll see about that.
Know what's coming. You don't know who you pulled over, sir. Like,
oh, you only sent for 3? I sent for 10.
But like, I was making jokes and shit because I'm just like, well, I appreciate your trigger discipline. He's just trying to cool the guy down. Like, hey, I'm not a shithead. Like, I'm trying to go visit my parents. But yeah, a couple officers did show up and they kind of like figured out what the fuck just happened. And I was kind of like, yeah, homeboy, is he okay? Like, everything okay at home? Well, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, technically, yes, you were violating state law.
His whole family died in a fire 3 years ago. And it's like, oh no. He was crazy the whole time.
His whole family had just died in a gunfight yesterday. No, but apparently they had apparently it was against the law the way I was transporting. I was unaware of that. It was perfectly legal in North Carolina. I just crossed state lines, and they're like, yeah, but I kind of could hear it in their voice. It's like, homie should not have pulled his gun on you and kept you at gunpoint this whole time. So we're very sorry. Please get on your way. So I'm like, all right, well, at least that's cool. I'll take it.
So they acted like he was kind of the Spurg of the group. I bet like when they got the call from like Officer Tren, they're like, another guy's being held at gunpoint. We got to go.
Let's hurry up. Let's hope he's alive when we get there.
Oh fuck yeah! Like that's the third one this week. Oh, and his name's Herrera. Fuck.
I'm going back home to my family. Oh, I'm sure you miss your wife Samantha and your daughter Jessica. Just like taking a guess on this. Your head blown off. I was doing a bit. Sorry.
No, I'm not very funny, but comment section tells me all the time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they can be super jumpy. I get it to some extent, but like I had I think I was in Oregon, got pulled over by a female trooper, and I told her, she asked for my registration or insurance card, I don't remember which, but it was in my glove box, and I was like, my handgun's in there, just so you know. I've got a lot of guns in the car. I was like, I don't even. She's like, how many? I'm like, I don't know. I don't like keep a proper count. Somewhere between 12 and 15, maybe. I really don't know. But yeah, my handgun's in the glove box with my registration. I'm gonna have to reach right next to a gun to give you that. She's like, that's fine. I got one too. Yeah. Like just gave no fucks. Like she got it. Like that's the kind of calm demeanor that I like appreciate from a cop. Like she was real chill about it.
I find disclosure is usually the key because like I find that cops like usually are super chill, especially like, small town Southern cops. They're like, as soon as you tell them, they usually have that canned line like, well, as long as you don't touch yours, I won't touch mine.
Sure. Yeah.
It's super chill.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's all the times I've had real issues with that, I was away from home, like, and it was like Georgia State Patrol or something like that. Cause like when I was driving to Florida that time and I had the gun and slap full of cars again that looked funny. I had $30,000 in my passenger seat because I was going to buy a boat, and I had like the car was brand new with like stickers on it again, different car.
30 grand in cash, 12 guns.
Yeah, and I had some scary shit in the back. I think I might have had a M249 in my trunk or something. And so yeah, they were just like, it's a belt-fed machine gun, a saw.
Very cool.
And so they were just like, what happened was a trucker called in and said that I was waving a pistol while I was driving through traffic. Which,
were you?
Of course not. I had my pistol.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I was and I'm just like, I'm in my head, I'm thinking like, did I do anything that could even be perceived that way? Like, did I wave my hand? Did I like fart and I'm like waving it out the window or something? Like what happened here? Like, no, none of that happened. But there was a 9mm sitting flat in the passenger seat, and that's what he saw. He saw a gun in a car seat down below him, and he called the cops on me. And they all showed up with hands-on pistols, not drawn, but maybe they were drawn. I don't remember. I remember they were hands-on guns though, and it was just like, we can call the dog, or you can just let us search. And I'm like, I don't want a dog scratching my new car. They fucking search. Yeah. I got nothing to hide.
The funny part is Karens like that who will do their part to end gun violence and report this guy who's got a gun, and has police go show up and kill somebody.
Yup.
Yeah, often. Yeah.
Task failed successfully.
Well, one more gun owner off the streets. Probably what Karen would think. He was just going to shoot somebody with it anyway. He's just going to murder someone. Yeah, that shit's annoying.
Did you guys see the police shooting where those Arizona police officers gunned down that wheelchair-bound shoplifter?
What? No, I haven't seen this video.
What happened?
I have the video, but it is far too brutal to show.
Put it. Link it so I can see it.
I will, but and maybe I could describe what I've seen it a few times, and in case I miss something or don't understand something, it looks like these officers respond to a call that this person has been shoplifting. They're in one of those motorized wheelchairs. Links incoming, and I don't know. The person just kind of tries to wheel away from the officers, and then the cop shoots the person maybe 10, 12 times in the back, and then they die.
Did you mean to
so far it
timestamp
sounds
it?
justified.
Is where it's timestamped the good
Oh, you
part?
didn't say it was an electric mobility
Holy shit! What the fuck are they doing to this guy? They just tased this guy.
joke about this.
They're going to kill this man.
What did he do?
He didn't do anything.
Fuck cops, man. Oh, this is an even better one. They tased this poor crippled man near the entrance of a Home Depot garden center. It looks like he falls out of the chair, still convulsing.
Where are you seeing tasers? These are gunshots.
Are they blasting?
Oh, I have it on mute. I thought. That
Oh, you poor man! Those are gunshots. He's dead.
Oh my
Taylor,
god!
they murdered him.
Holy yeah! You can see him
So
like
they
breathing.
just shot this guy in his wheelchair.
At like
poor
one.
Taylor. I
like
thought you saw a
1.4
different vid. I was like, Taylor's watching a much kinder video.
I thought they tased him and he fell out. No, they fucking murdered this guy. He's bleeding out. You can see it like 150, 145, him like breathing his last breaths. I hope they all spend the rest of their lives in prison. Fuck cops.
Really? Like,
Looked like only one shot.
Oftentimes when you see a shooting, there is like an 80-20 responsibility. Like, all right, this guy was 80% wrong, but this guy was 20% wrong. He didn't comply as much as he could have. He didn't do this, or even there was one I thought was 100% cop mistake. But here, they told a guy to get his license. He jumps back in his truck like enthusiastically, energetically to get his license, and they murdered him. You know what he was getting in his truck? His license. That's it. There was no gun there. They didn't see a gun. There was no gun. They just didn't like the pace at which he sort of went to retrieve his license and shot him. 90% of me is like, clearly bad shooting. Clearly bad. They didn't see a gun. Another part of me is like, I bet they wish they could do that one over. These guys, this was a slowly unfolding situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think only one shot.
Okay.
I think the officer who was like on camera and like, I don't know how many shots he fired. I didn't count, but he goes bump, 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 bump. And like that pause between the last shot is
no witnesses.
Insane.
You can't have a witness just in case the first 5 shots.
It's all on camera from 2 different fucking angles. Jesus Christ.
This is absurd. This is the most absurd fucking. I mean, if he was black, it would have made national news. But it's just some.
I was thinking that too. I bet if he was black, that people would see it more racially.
Shit, they'd have parades.
Yeah, but this is such a clearly bad shooting. It is to me parallel to like the ISIS beheadings.
What would the floats look like?
The ISIS beheadings. There was no 2 sides of that story. This same thing.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, they certainly wouldn't. They would have a protest, not a parade. They wouldn't have a float of a guy in a wheelchair.
Welcome to the George Floyd anniversary parade.
And just following the Snoopy float, we have the crippled man who was shot at the Home Depot Garden Center entrance. Isn't that wonderful?
Did you see that old cop? He was retired who like gunned the guy down in the movie theater.
No. When did this happen?
So the trial just ended. That's why I'm aware of it. He was like a 61-year-old white grandfather in a movie theater, and there's video of it. And it's a little sketchy what actually happened. But I think his story is that like this guy attacked him, and he pulled out his concealed weapon. He's retired, and he killed this man in the fucking movie theater. And I watched the video, and what the guy does, he takes a bag of popcorn and throws it in Grandpa's face.
And he shoots him for it. Kills him, I'm sure.
And it killed him. And he just got off at trial. But I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? It's pretty disrespectful throwing that bag of popcorn in that old man's face.
So this guy Curtis Reeves.
In the old West, if somebody throwing a bag of popcorn in an old man's face, first of all, you've been impressed by how much money they just wasted, because that popcorn would have been rare.
Yeah, it would have been more rare. I wish I could find the video for this. It looks like this old. Oh, I don't know why I thought it was an old white guy shooting a black person. There's an old white guy shooting a younger white guy, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, luckily for
I
him,
can't find video.
there's no way that guy could have seen a black man in that dark theater anyway.
Doesn't seem like he could see fucking anything.
He hit that guy.
Popcorn. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, I love hearing speeches that have been written by lawyers. He goes, what happened then? Well, it's hard to say exactly what occurred then, but I know I was struck in the face, and I was discombobulated, and my glasses were askew. And like these are all things that cannot be disproven. Like no matter what,
It's totally
Like-
unfalsifiable.
what does discombobulated mean? It's it's kind of in the air. It's a
What
feeling.
does fearing for your safety mean? Yeah.
Where his glasses weren't knocked off. I'm sure his lawyer at some point was like, "Were your glasses knocked off?" No, it could have been a little askew though, right? Well, no, they stayed on. I got good glasses, but they could have been askew. Yeah, I suppose they could have been askew. My memory is a little fuzzy. That's right, it is because I'm discombobulated. That's right, sir. And then like somebody had like walked him through exactly how to lay out what had happened to him. So, but it's whatever. I guess what I thought about it a lot, and I what it boiled down to for me was, if you're a piece of shit in a movie theater throwing popcorn in old men's faces, I like that there's one less of you.
That is unbelievably rude behavior, to throw popcorn at someone, a whole bag of popcorn.
He like threw it hard, like struck him in the face with the bag.
Wasting-
I'm not trying to like
$11.
I'm not trying to like blow what he did out of and then the bag struck him and his head kicked back like a bag of popcorn, but
back
still
and to the left. Back and to the left.
no, it's like disrespectful. And like I don't know, I always try to be so quiet and like polite in movie theaters and like not make any noise and get my I'd be so embarrassed if my phone went off.
Yeah. Always silent. Sit there. Like if I'm
I
okay
don't like when people
whispering. I'm okay whispering quietly during a previews, like when you're sitting there, like, oh, that kind of looks okay, or that looks like garbage. Can you believe that? But
Yeah,
then once
oh,
it
yeah.
starts, shut the fuck up and let everybody else enjoy what they paid for just as much as you.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Previews, it's fine. Like talk how you want to the preview. Although don't like, this is that new Peter Jackson flick. Yeah, I think he does cocaine. Like what is this?
You always know that guy where it's like, this movie's an hour and 40 minutes long and you have 5 beers in front of you. Like, first of all, iron bladder. How the hell are you going to, but you're going to drink a beer every 12 minutes for the next 2 hours.
Oh, so the San Diego Police Department has been caught editing their Wikipedia page to remove all the stuff about misconduct.
That's pretty funny.
So they put all the misconduct stuff there and added editing the Wikipedia page to their list of misconducts.
That's great.
Yeah, it's the last one in there on March 17th, 2000, etc. And I thought that was cool. Apparently,
so they were just deleting stuff, just going through and deleting it.
They were deleting all the like bad press
And there's a lot of
would
it.
have been as offensive, and it would have been funnier if they just changed all the problems to like Officer Smith reportedly was cheating at the company picnic and frisbee golf. He was sentenced to 5 days without pay.
The last item reads, a San Diego Police Department dispatcher and anonymous Wikipedia users have edited or deleted paragraphs from the misconduct section of the police department's Wikipedia page 5 times since January 2014. The edits, which eliminated references to negative information, came as the police force faced several scandals over officer misconduct.
I wonder how many there are, because I was trying to find the story just now, and the
It's
first
linked
story
in
that
the
pops
chat.
up is 1 day ago, and it's San Diego police officer kills friendly service dog.
Oh.
It's like, really? It's only been
Well, what was
24
it
hours. There's a new thing.
How about the one who was demanding the women give him his underwear to get out of their tickets?
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Is that on this list?
Yeah, it's the first thing that popped up when I clicked your link. He was asking for women's panties to get them out of speeding tickets. And there was another one where like officers raided a home, didn't announce themselves, and just shot people dead as soon as they opened the door, and shot the guy 4 times in the back in his own home and killed him, and then all returned to duty.
Man,
Here's
how long
one
has it been where? I mean, I don't know your opinions, because I know some police officers that I greatly respect, but it's just the mood has changed. I feel like for everyone in the past few years, not everyone, but a huge majority.
Right. I feel like the people that were previously pro cop are now skeptical. Right. Not necessarily hate cop. Right. But there's this like there's the left. There's the I'll call out Wings. Right. A cop could save a puppy, and Wings would be like, he's just doing that for show.
He probably stomped that puppy when the cameras were on.
Yeah, he only did it because people were watching, right? There's Wings who not every time, but if he sees a story, he's the one most inclined to see the negative in the police. And then there's what I think is this huge middle section that used to be like kind of pro cop. If a cop testifies in a court of law, he's probably the most honorable person in the room, right? That was the general vibe. And then, of course, there are people to the right who thought that cops could do no wrong no matter what. Now that general big center mass, the middle of the bell curve has shifted toward you can't trust them. You got to keep an eye on them. We should have cameras on these guys.
Yeah, and now the new thing is that they're not always on, and they just turn it off, and you're like, come on.
I feel like there should be a real penalty for turning off your camera. Right?
I don't think they should have a switch. Don't give them a switch.
Well,
why do they?
Well, so I think like
I don't
part
care.
Part of the argument against it was like if they take a piss, like I don't want my dick on camera. But it's like I don't know.
And just lean back while you're doing
It's okay. We won't be watching the footage.
That's how I do it anyway.
No, but like, only a really shitty cop would want to remove it anyway. Like, it's going to help 95% of cops who are like, oh, finally, people will see all the shitheads I deal with, and they won't just think I'm some fascist who's out to ruin parties. Like, most cops are going to be benefited by this as well, I think.
I would hope, yeah. And most cops, few cops, definitely the good cops. The good cops are going to, just be proven right all the time. And the hypothetical, court testifying stuff, they'll have video evidence. And cops think of it as an intrusion of privacy. You have to be kidding me. Right? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever worked for a big company, but at Cisco, there were cameras all over the place. That's just a thing. Everyone's on camera at work. You don't like it, work somewhere else. But, not in the bathrooms or anything, but yeah, there's cameras in the ceilings. That's just how it is. And for cops to be like, they refuse to operate under that kind of like privacy intrusion. You're at work, asshole. Like, I'm not asking for it at your house or your car or like your private time. Just while you're on the duty.
Yeah. And then there is a question though, I think camera could have been used successfully in Ferguson, but then
for sure.
The question also, then you go to New York, right? You saw Michael Brown die on camera, right? And still nothing. And so it's, I don't know. It's this weird mishmash. I don't, there's always going to be a problem.
The Michael Brown one's tricky though. Like
No, Michael Brown was the one in Ferguson. Right?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Who's the guy in New
And
York?
then-
Oh,
The
wait. What? Wait. Now I got to Google. No, yeah, Mike Brown was Ferguson, and then shit.
Two
Damn
cops
it.
got shot in Ferguson just a week and a half ago.
He's talking about the guy who got choked
Eric
to death in
Garner.
New York.
Eric Garner, thank you.
I had to look it up. Yeah, Eric Garner's the other one. And
Well, I completely invalidated my entire point. Next topic.
I mean, like, that guy died because he was so fat that he couldn't take even minimal, like, rough handling, right? I mean, hell, I've done videos for fun of me getting choked unconscious. It's on YouTube. And here I am. I haven't lost any brain cells at all, right? Right?
Well,
but you know, this guy died from less than I get a kick out of, right? It's
what happened again? That's when it was like he was selling bootleg cigarettes or something,
yeah,
and
he
then
was selling Lucy's. Apparently, he takes them out of the. You know, he buys a pack and then he sells them one by one, and you know, makes a profit on it.
Big business, corner in the market.
That was
Evil.
no, the one in New York. That's the one that I couldn't believe happened, right? Just because there was video evidence, but
What did he do? Like, I followed the
That's
Ferguson
the New
one.
York
in the
one.
end.
Yeah,
so the New York one, he's selling loose cigarettes. He ends up he's yelling at the cop, but then they end up putting it. Yeah, there's a whole video on it.
if I have the background right, and I sure hope I do, because they'll tell me if I don't. There was a fight, and Eric Garner was breaking up the fight or something like that. And then at one point, he was like telling the police to back off, or I felt like he wasn't properly in the policeman's mind, like kowtowing to what, you know, their control of the situation. And they're like, I know this guy. This is the asshole that sells loose cigarettes. The day before, he had just been arrested. He had something like 30 felonies on his history. It's not like this guy's a choir boy, but or 30 arrests.
30 felonies?
No, I have that wrong. Like 30 arrests, a couple of them were felonies,
Bonnie
including
and Clyde
like
over here.
assaulting the police and such. What'd you say?
Like Bonnie and Clyde or something. I was like, who was this guy?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, just
But then why did he get tackled and choked out?
So that's the big thing, is that they said that you're not supposed to do chokeholds. They said it wasn't a chokehold. I think I just linked you guys to the picture of what he was in. And then there was also the topic of he had been saying that he couldn't breathe, which then there was this whole argument of some people saying that if you say that, well, you are breathing, while other people say that it's you're talking, and so that uses up some air. And then people were talking about how much air it takes to be able to say something.
Hard science, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, very hard science. It was on Reddit, so I'm pretty sure it was all real.
So I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for years, and in there I've been choked out I've been choked all the way out twice, I think, plus another time on the video. And I've been nearly out many times, and certainly, like, I don't know how many, too many times to count, had a chokehold where if I didn't tap, I would have been choked out. So you can't talk, period. There's no talking. When you're getting choked, you can't say tap, you have to tap. That's the deal. So if he's talking, he was breathing. And this comes from like 250 experiences with this, right? So,
but would he consider this? I read more than a few comments that
no, I mean
didn't agree.
It's also that, I mean, obviously he had asthma. Like,
he
that
had
was a
difficulty breathing. You know, there was there were people sitting on his back.
Yeah.
He's belly down. There's people sitting on his back, and he's saying he can't breathe, right? And he died, but he was 350 pounds and 43 years old. The trouble was, part of the problem was he wasn't healthy enough to survive roughhousing.
I think saying that he can't breathe because he's able to talk is kind of like arguing semantics, because maybe what he meant to say was, I'm having a very difficult time catching my breath right now. I don't feel like I'm getting enough air.
Mm-hmm.
This feels a little bit like drowning because I'm not getting as much air as I want. He could breathe,
I need,
but he won't survive like this much longer. That was the situation, and he was obviously out of shape. It wasn't Lance Armstrong. They were roughhousing.
Right. Anyone on this call would have survived that. But
yeah.
Well, the question is
that,
also, would we have been treated the same? That's another question.
And also, you could say, like, shouldn't the policeman have identified that this guy was like 43 years old, 350 pounds? Maybe you can't rough him up the same way. You know, like, if it was hypothetically some dude that was like 93 years old and 84 pounds, I would expect the cop to go light on him because he's
You never
fragile.
know. Every now and then you'll see they'll
Yeah,
I'm
Bruce
just talking
Lee.
about just cops in general, but but you know, it'd be like 85-year-old man like pistol whipped in broad daylight for like lighting a cigarette or something. It's like it'll be like the stories are so ridiculous, and every time it's like one-upsmanship. It's like some cop in San Diego hear what that guy in Phoenix did? What? Caned a blind man to death with his own cane. Shit! How are we gonna top that? How are we gonna top that? Well, let's get some dogs. Let's get one of those service dogs that comforts the sick children, and let's kill that motherfucker. That'll show him. That's even worse than beating a blind man.
The homeless guy in Arizona, I thought that one was pretty extreme because there was video of it. They were like 25 feet away. They thought he had a knife. I don't know if he did or not, but
That was in the hills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just opened fire, and their equipment, holy fuck, they had like AR-15s from like 30 feet away, and they're just like, they shot him 14 times.
They were
safe.
they were
Target
armed
neutral.
to fucking teeth. It looked like they were going after Rambo.
Yeah, bulletproof vests, and they're like, I swear,
That makes them hard to like. Like if they're in their, I like the Dick Van Dyke policeman when you're walking around, like, hey, look at this guy. But for stuff like Ferguson, I don't know if you guys watched the actual riots. Like I was watching the live stream of it when it was happening. It was pretty fucking crazy.
Your hometown.
And my hometown. And so seeing all the cops like that, it kind of makes more sense because they would have got fucked up. Someone would have taken advantage of the situation and tried to hurt one of them if they didn't have armor or whatever.
I know a lot
Most
of
of the
cops.
time, you don't need that.
I'm friends with a lot of cops, and one of the things that I see in all of them is something that I have. We like gadgets. We like cool fucking guns. Like all around my house, I've got examples of that. I got silencers and fucking muzzle brakes and things and flash enhancers and big extended magazines. And I shoot watermelons with mine, but like these guys are out there like enforcing the laws, and I never really think about it, but like one of my buddies has a knife that like clips onto his belt, and it's shaped like a fucking velociraptor claw. And I'm just thinking, like, why does he need a velociraptor claw? Like, if he's got to like disembowel a suspect, is that gonna like that's not a letter opener? Like, he's got it right there, and it's like in the trunk of his police cruiser. He's got his AR with the EOTech and the suppressor, and he's got like 800 rounds of ammunition. It's like, you might not need that while you're at work.
Not all of them, but a lot of gun owners have sort of a make my day kind of thing. Like there's a fantasy, right? You're concealed carrying, you've got your gun on your hip. Some shady guy walks in the IHOP while you're eating your meal, and you're like, wouldn't it be so perfect right now? If he did something that needed a good shooting. Like
In IHOP?
You think
You
so?
wouldn't want more glory? Not like
Right there in the house.
Yeah, there are definitely people who are like, all right, if there's ever a home invasion at this house, holy smokes, he's going to be so dead. I wish I could kill him twice. There are gun owners who have that mindset. And I feel like some of the gadget heavy police might be in that wrong mindset too.
Yeah.
So I know we're all gun owners. Phil, are you a gun owner?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you've got that mindset though. It sounded like you.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm terrified at the idea of someone breaking into my house, but I like knowing that I could do something, right? I mean, that's my main thing. Like for me, it was a matter of do I want a handgun or do I just want a shotgun? That was it. It was just a matter of do I want something that
Why not both?
No, and exactly. Why not both? Shotgun's perfect for Lindsay because she doesn't actually have to be able to aim that well. And if I get the right kind of ammo, I'm not worried about stuff going through the wall too bad. Mm-hmm. And that's really it. I mean, it's really, for me, it's about personal safety. My shit. I mean, even I'm in a nice neighborhood now. My fucking car got broken into 2 days ago, and it's like, and home invasions in our area are up 270%. People just knock, no answer, kick the door down and break in. We don't answer the door because sometimes we're just like upstairs. So it's good to know that we have the alarm for ourselves. So if the person breaking in is skittish, they leave. Or worst case scenario, we know and we can do something about it.
Does your alarm call the police? Maybe
Yes.
this isn't something. All right. Well, I guess yes, it's okay to say.
No, and we have
they're fun, really.
and we have fail safes and stuff because people know to cut phone lines and people know to
Mhm.
jam stuff. So it's like we have backups and secondary backups.
Ours
To
is
some fucking
we just
crazy
replaced
paranoid person.
I just had to replace the battery on my alarm system. It looked like
Yeah.
a mini car battery. Like I didn't know. It was like,
We just got that taken. The moat got the moat
Yeah.
put in.
yeah, right. The alligators are still taking
Fantastic.
to it.
Yeah.
No, but I get terrified at the idea of having to take someone's life. But I do think, not to blame everything on having a child, I think it would be way easier now. To if I thought my kid was in danger, done.
Blow 'em away.
It takes away, I feel like, that human connection. At that point, it's a predator kind of situation. You have to do what you have to do.
You know what the baby did to me? It made me cautious. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I had motorcycles before the baby, and then afterwards, it's like I don't know if a man of my responsibilities should be driving around on a sport bike or something. And then I don't know. Just I think Kyle sometimes feels it on my behalf. Like we talk about. Oh God, I keep wanting to throw a Molotov cocktail at a propane tank with a hole in it, and the propane's like squirting everywhere. And he's like, Woody, that's just not safe, and you shouldn't be doing that.
Or the plane. You're always like, I could get one of those ultralight planes and land it right in. I'm just like, Woody, let's pool our money and get a safe plane. Like, this ultralight business, like, you've got responsibilities. You're talking about getting into like a skeleton of aluminum.
Yeah,
And
the go-kart of planes. So we just watched a police activity video before the show. I am a little torn on it. Kyle, can you break down what happened?
So it looked to me like they're in New York, and a couple NYPD cops are pursuing this guy who doesn't want to stop. He's like running from them, and they all end up on the ground wrestling. Two cops on one guy, and the guy pulls out a concealed handgun and starts shooting the cops, and he shoots them both. And the cop pulls his gun out, and he can see the bad guy's foot. The bad guy's not wearing any goddamn shoes, and trust me, he should have worn some steel toes, because that cop starts drilling his feet with bullets into the concrete like it's a nail gun. He's going, "Paka, paka, drop that gun. Yeah, drop it, I said. Paka." And it's like, dude, you're gonna blow his whole foot off eventually. I can see black marks, like from like sooty black marks from the tip of the barrel. Like he's touching the guy's ankle and giving him bullets through his foot into the asphalt.
He's shooting him so directly in the. This is how I would shoot someone in the foot to be sure I got it. Like,
I mean,
barrel
he didn't
pressed. 100%
accuracy from the cop. I thought it was a great shoot because, like, the guy is shooting the cops.
I didn't even catch that. I heard him say
they
drop
both
the
hit.
gun, but I couldn't see the perp's gun. Did you see
You
it?
see it at the very end.
Okay.
They get it away from him. It look, black semi-automatic gun. I don't know what the fuck it was.
I got a question. You guys are going to know the answer to this, but if you hold your pistol against something like a bale of hay or a chest or whatever, does it cycle still?
Oh, you could actually fuck up the cycle if you were pushing into him, right? Yeah, actually.
It may not ever even fire because it's something that's called out of battery. I was looking to see the nearest Glock, but if it's out of battery and the slide is pushed back ever so slightly, you could pull the trigger and it won't go off.
Yeah, that's what those ninjutsu guys are teaching you when they're grabbing the gun. Has anybody ever done that? Like demonstrated that to you? Like tried to grab the pistol out of your hand?
I've seen a lot of people demonstrate it. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do it in a practical, real world environment.
All right, I was at those Tech machine gun shoots in Tennessee somewhere, and there was an Israeli guy. He was the bodyguard for a firearm company owner, and he was doing the technique on people. And I was like, please take this pistol from me. And what he's doing is slapping the inside of your wrist so hard that like the tendons or whatever kind of like automatically release the gun. He took that fucking gun from me.
How close were you?
Oh, point blank. You have to get within arm's reach and be like, all right, grab it.
Would you ever allow that to happen when you were holding a gun?
No.
You have to count on the guy being melee distance with a ranged weapon.
And I got to stick it out for him and say, take it now. But I probably wouldn't be doing that in real life.
I think that maybe it works for someone who doesn't really want to shoot. Right?
Oh, for sure.
Like you have to almost talk me into pulling this trigger and the guy doesn't. Like,
I mean, if someone doesn't want to shoot that bad, I feel like I could just cry Please don't kill me.
This is solid technique, guys. It's my UFC.
All right, everyone, gather around for my technique. You're gonna want to poop and pee all over yourself.
Make yourself an unappealing target.
Yeah. I get up like eyes absolutely red from weeping, like covered in piss, and I'm like, and that's how you survive. That's how you survive on the streets.
That's how I won the Silver Star.
That's how I. Sorry, and that's just.
It's like the Jerry Smith.
Yeah.
It's like I just kept crawling and it just kept working.
Just so pathetic. They don't want to waste a bullet on you.
No, I thought that was a good shoot because the guy had a gun, and in the wrestling situation they were in, it didn't seem like the cop we were on board with really had much else to get a hold of and shoot safely while he was being all octopused with his partner and everything. So yeah, pump some in his ankle, I guess. Why not?
I misinterpreted the video. If people, no, we can't show you the video. I wish we could. We get struck. But in the confusion of the body cam, we've all seen shaky, too close body cam footage. I thought the guy was just resisting. He was not letting them put cuffs on. And as a response, the cop did like probably non-lethal shots to the leg and the foot. That was how I interpreted the video.
That guy's crippled for life, dude. He hit the ankle bone with the first one. Yeah, the first one was like on the ankle bone, and the second one was like
also on the ankle bone.
Well, maybe the third one. One of them went through like the fleshy, meaty part, like on the bottom of your foot. That guy's crippled. Dude.
If you can afford a good reconstructive surgeon, it's probably not bad, but that guy doesn't look like that kind of guy.
No. Okay, that's a good point. Because I was going to say, I've broken all my arms and legs, and they work pretty well. Like it's not a death sentence to
shattered. It's like a fucking light bulb inside his ankle.
There are 4 bones holding your foot to your leg. I broke 3 of them at one time once.
But broken half, right? They didn't explode from a bullet.
It was kind of like a diagonal on the worst one. They just put some screws through it and let it heal back.
Well, Eduardo there has no such representation.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have
a good
Cadillac health insurance plan.
This is a good way to take care of these criminals. Like that guy, how is he going to be a good, effective criminal ever again? He can't. You've neutralized his ability to do crime.
Have you? Power stance.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? I mean, I guess he could like get into money laundering on the back end, but like he's like his time on the street of running around causing mischief. That's done. That's over.
You've created a white collar criminal now.
We've created. Does he have the chops for that? He probably would have been, stealing percentages of pennies out of hedge funds if he had the intelligence for that in the first place, instead of stealing from gas stations or whatever.
It might be one of those. My hypothetical situation. How do we feel about shooting feet when people resist handcuffs?
No, you don't shoot people just for fighting. Like,
okay.
All right. So I watched so many of these police videos that like there's like flavors to this thing and how resisting arrest goes and what the perp is actually about. Some people are having this. I see a lot of, not stereotype, but it's usually black women. And they're mad about something that has nothing to do with the cop, but like they're so in their emotions, they can't speak to the cop clearly enough to get the problem solved. They're like, everybody's part of their problem now. And you don't shoot that lady in the foot. You just kind of got to wrestle her down or tase her or something.
What about firing one right across her bow?
Right across her bow?
Ruffle her feathers a little bit.
Just a warning shot, like boogie.
Warning shot, just boogie it.
Bang!
Grab her fake hair, throw it on the ground, and then she'll have something new.
I have that video too. Actually,
do you?
Of course, yeah, I have that loaded up. 2 cops pull over this lady, and they start arguing, and she doesn't want to get out. The cop's opening move is snatching her wig, and then she kicks him, and then he decks her, and then we're all on the ground fighting.
You guys underestimated how street smart I was. That's a good, solid technique.
No, I don't
was he a bald cop?
You're on his camera. You couldn't tell. I don't think you should shoot somebody if you're a cop unless they got a knife or a club or a bludgeoning type. I saw a guy get shot with a paint roller the other day. Dude had a paint roller coming at the cops and they killed him. And it's like, I don't know.
What if the cop can't win the fight? Now I know he should be able to, right? Like, and ideally, every cop is Brock Lesnar and they can subdue you with wrestling. But what if it's a woman?
Oh, if the guy's coming at you, then he doesn't need anything to be shot. Like if you're the cop with the gun and you're trying to arrest, I don't know, the fucking Circle K bandit who just made off with a bunch of bubblicious and he's like bucking up at you and he's coming at you fist clenched and like sprinting at you, you kill that guy. Like what else are you going to do? Like I
Yeah.
could probably take him. Let's hope so, because I'm basically Batman. I've got all sorts of
That's the
gadgets and
issue.
weapons on me.
He's
Mhm.
not
He's not
armed
taking
until he
it.
gets to me.
Yeah.
It's like,
Now
if you
we're-
see, remember that video we watched where originally they were trying to quickly left the news. They're trying to be like, unarmed, black kid shot. And the cop was like, he was coming at me with a sickle. And then, and then they showed like the last frames of his, like, they were like, he was gardening or something. The media was trying to spin that. And it just showed this guy like, running towards him with a scythe, and it's like, all right, yeah, somebody's coming at you with a scythe, sickle, any sort of harvesting tool. You gotta shut that down. You can't have that. Yeah, it's really.
He started harvesting.
I mean, like, I feel like pretty much anytime there's a weapon in, like a gun in play, especially, I think lethal force is like the fact that he only went for the feet was remarkable restraint on his part.
I think he was trying to be safe about like not hitting his buddy too.
That's also,
that's how I saw it.
Not trying to crossfire or have a round penetrate.
Which is like when I watch so many of these videos that I often see them surround a car that's been running and doing stuff. And it's like, my God, this crossfire is way more scary than that like concussed Grand Theft Auto suspect in the car. Like everybody's pointing guns at everybody. It's
probably everyone here has shot. What are the rounds that light up? I'm sorry, I'm being a moron.
Tracers?
Right?
Tracers?
Tracers, yes. And once you shoot tracers, prior to shooting tracers, I thought bullets disappeared after impact. I don't know. They just got embedded in the tree or something, or they break into so many tiny pieces that the ricochets are not very dangerous. No, you shoot some tracers and you realize that they kind of go in unpredictable directions and with a lot of velocity. Like it's a problem, and you don't see it until the tracers.
Yeah, you can also hear it a little bit when you're shooting subsonic stuff suppressed, because once you hear it hit the target, because there's not the report of the weapon and you don't have ear pro and whatnot, you can hear the pow ting bing, and you just like, oh, that fucking went somewhere. Hope it's on the
sometimes
property.
you'll even hear it. Yeah. You'll hear it like hit a tree or some whack.
Yep.
Fuck. Glad nobody was. Wait, that's over there. Like that. Somebody could have been over there.
The
like,
supersonic stuff does it, but faster.
Yeah. Kyle, I'm sure. Are you thinking of it too? The time Wings of Redemption.
Yeah, we went and and it wasn't Wings' fault, really. We were standing downrange and he was shooting sort of parallel to us, but I was like, this isn't safe.
This isn't
like if he was shooting at a tree, and the way I remember it is we had been down there for some period of time. Then he knew that he wouldn't be so far. He'd have to miss by like 30 degrees, right? So no one's that bad a shot. You're off by 1 or 2, usually. Yeah. But ricochets go, 15, 45 degrees to the side all the time.
It's weird stuff. Yeah. And it's not like, and the other thing is Wings isn't exactly like, I don't know if he's a good shot or not, but he's not, it wasn't something he was doing regularly, which so he could just fuck up and accidentally shoot us down there. That's always sketchy. It's weird to me. I'd like to know how he bought the guns. I think if we're going to talk about that, then I guess it is relevant. Like, all right, so how did he get them? Did he go to a gun store? Did he buy them from a private individual? Because they never make that distinction. If he had AR-15s, like,
did he get everything legally? You said once he turned 18, or is that what's being said?
That's what I'm reading. He got it legally, and it's an argument the left is using. Like, hey, if you think gun laws and restrictions aren't going to do anything, why'd this guy wait until his 18th birthday to buy his guns? And he got these legally. But I don't even know what he used. I just know what he bought on his 18th birthday. They're making out of it.
Yeah. And I don't know where he bought them. People always bring up gun control, but I've never heard any gun control ideas that would actually work and would be feasibly put into practice that aren't already out there. Like keeping them locked if you have children should be mandatory, I think. But how do you enforce that? Are we going to go into every gun owner's home and make sure he's got his guns locked up properly? How are you going to know who all the gun owners are? We'll need to make a list. Are we going to round people up if they don't apply for the list? We gave you 6 months to get on the list. You're not on the list and you own a firearm. Well, now you're guilty of a crime. Are we going to do that? Because you're going to have to do that if you want to enforce that law. And a lot of people aren't going to like that. Most
if you want to enforce it accurately, I would do it like auditing. Like,
so the only way that it'll work is
in your house
accurately. We've got laws already that they don't really enforce. Because
for example, there's an accident in the house with kids in it. The police come, they check to see the security of the guns. If they're not in a safe locked up, well, now you got a second problem to add to the list. And that's how they do it. Like people know, like, man, if something was wrong, cop comes in here because my wife called me for being too drunk and abusive. And now I got two problems because the cop noticed my glass gun case, or like.
Yeah, I do like the idea of getting people's self motivation involved in that, right? Get people looking after their own interest.
You could probably get that through if you did something like that, because most gun owners want their guns to be stored if they've got kids. But if you don't have kids, you don't. Like, if you don't have kids in your home, like, the idea of locking your gun behind like 2 or 3 switches and levers is absurd. It's insanity to you, because the whole purpose was you needed this tool at a moment's notice to defend your life. Like that's the scenario that a lot of gun owners have guns for. So like, you're not going to convince them to stick it in a bunch of locks and drawers and safes and vaults and special drawers. None of that's, most of that stuff's nonsense anyway. Like those special drawers and stuff, you know, like that Jason Bourne shit.
Any of you guys ever
Is it
used
nonsense?
the guns? Or like,
I don't trust any kind of a lock that requires a fingerprint. Like, what about I have my fucking finger and I need the gun? Like, again, we're talking about the thing that we
What if
need
you're
to
sweaty?
defend our lives. Like there's a reason cops don't have fingerprint
I
activated.
thought you were
holsters.
saying secret drawers were bullshit, and it's like, I don't know.
Oh,
but I
secret
think
drawers are cool.
Yeah,
Have you seen
all
those
right.
secret drawers where the guy like leans on the headboard of his bed and a
And a
shotgun
shotgun
falls in
rolls
his
out.
hands?
Yeah.
And then you're just firing blind through the sleep in your eyes. Just
Dude. No, it's got a flashlight on it. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
you have a
No,
new
I-
girlfriend over, you keep getting fucking the shotgun added to you.
No, I have 5 cans of bear spray hidden in every room in my house.
I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is like, like I don't know that there are laws that stop someone who's determined to do a thing. You know, that all they do is end up.
What's
punishing
your response to the
everybody else.
argument about this is only happening here in the U.S., not anywhere else?
Oh, that's because we got so many guns. That's why it's happening here. Because we have so
Sure.
many guns.
So you
There's
agree
no
that-
going back.
There's
we gotta
no
do
way to
something
unring
about
that bell.
But you just think you can't. You think there's no possible way we could do anything for this. Then why try?
No. I think that the guns are already there, and you're not going to take the salt out of the ocean or the guns out of this country.
But you still got to try, right? Like we agree
No.
that this state of affairs.
Try
is
what?
Who's
What
gonna
we
turn
can-
in
no,
their
no, no, no.
guns if
I
we have a
agree
gun
that we should-
buyback?
I agree
Law-abiding
we should
citizens.
try. I agree we should try something for sure. We
Yeah,
should
that's good,
try-
right? If part of the
like-
problem goes something like there's too many guns out there, Taylor. If part of the problem goes if there's too many guns out there and there's no real way to get rid of them, and only law-abiding citizens are going to turn them in, so what? Over time, these guns go somewhere. Some of these guns will be in law-abiding citizens' hands. We get rid of them. That's not a bad
Well, it
idea.
seems like as a net between the law-abiding citizen and the non-law-abiding citizen, that if you have a buyback program, the law-abiding will abide by it very quickly. And
But are we stopping
it will
shit
not.
with law-abiding citizens having weapons? Did any, like, for example, here we have 2 police officers supposedly on hand there who are not only law-abiding citizens but state mandated employees who are carrying weapons here, and it still didn't stop this shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do you stop a random rising up from a populace of a person armed with a weapon going to attack unarmed civilians in a random location?
Well,
That doesn't
if
have to be
you're-
schools,
Well, it's
it
not
could
a
be
ra-
if your
parks,
police
it could be-
officers aren't willing to step up and do their job, then there's nothing that can prevent
But you just
that.
can't. There's no way you can have the manpower to cover everything. You can't cover
we have-
gyms,
What
libraries.
we did though. In
parks.
this instance, we did. In this particular instance, we had the manpower there assigned to protect the place, and it failed. And
Yeah, but it's a bit of a-
to me,
It's a bit
that's
of
the
a straw
bigger
man,
issue.
right? Because sure, we've got it here, and maybe in this case, if perhaps it will turn out that these officers acted poorly.
It's what
and they
happened in
could
the
have acted
last one
differently.
too. It's what
What
happened
was
in the last one too.
which one was the last one?
That awful thing in Buffalo where there was a security guard there too, and it just didn't matter.
What do you think?
In that instance, he was killed, like in the line of duty. But in this instance, these guys fucking ran. I think we can't let that get lost on us. But the bigger problem of like why there are mass shootings in the United States, there are mass shootings in the United States because there are mass amounts of weapons in the United States.
Yeah.
It's because we have so many guns. I don't think there's just something about Americans that makes
No, I don't
us
think so
want to
either.
shoot.
I think you get some just small percentage of people who are disturbed enough that this is the thing they think is going to do something, or this is what they want to do.
Well, we
You
give a ton of attention to it as well.
Attention hurts as
I know
well.
what
It
this kid looks
encourages the
like.
people. Yep, for sure.
I
It
shouldn't
gives
know what
the
that kid
idea-
looks like.
Yep. But I don't think any of this gets stopped until you have some ability to restrict people from getting these weapons. Because how can you? Like,
Well,
what is the mechanic
You
by which
can't.
you
They'll
have?
just buy it off the black market if
the
they
thing
want
is-
to do
All
something.
right, so like currently,
But everything. I mean, if I want to go to the fucking gym, if I want to work out, I find it harder to go to the gym than to walk out my front door because each little bit of barrier of entry makes me less likely to carry through with
Do
that,
you
right?
apply that to the war on drugs?
I play that probably. What is
Yeah.
So you
and I
think that
it's true,
theoretically the
actually.
war on drugs could work if you just made it so impossibly difficult to get heroin and marijuana that we could succeed?
I think there's a bit of a difference here, and we can drill down into it if you like. But if we're trying to prevent this activity for this, and yes, these things are not going to stop all cases of it, and yes, we are not going to get the diehard individual who plans for years to obtain a firearm to shoot up something. You're not going to stop that person. But this is some stupid fucking kid who bought a weapon. Presumably, it sounds like legally. Whether or not he used this particular weapon, does it matter which weapon he used to shoot these people?
Yeah, it absolutely does. It's very
Why?
important. It matters to me how.
Well, I mean, most people are
the-
killed by handguns if we're going by numbers.
because like the discussion is like, what can we do? What more can we do to prevent this? And it's like, well, hang on, what were we already doing? Did he get around current systems? Did he beat them? How did he do that? If he bought this gun from a gun store, I don't know what age you have to be to buy an AR-15. I think it varies in places. I think for a handgun, he would need to be 21, and I think he had a handgun. So my understanding that
handgun
the reason I'm leaning that way is I haven't seen them go full blown like he used this AR-15 like they did with the last shooting, and I saw the video of the last shooting and it was gruesome. And he
but
used
without knowledge of that, we can do one of two things, right? We can either agree to use one of them as a scenario and talk about the scenario, or we can game out both scenarios, right? We don't know what he used, right? So we don't know if he got it legally or illegally. And in this case in particular, I think we can talk about it without knowing that, right?
I suppose so, but I think when we're talking about things that could or couldn't prevent mass shootings, like what would prevent this one? Like let's take it one at a time. Like what could have prevented this one in particular? I think that if there had been people who took the reports of him torturing animals and videos online and collecting firearms last year, if that had been taken a little bit more seriously, maybe something could have been done. When you hear about people
torturing animals,
when people
online?
upload videos of themselves torturing animals and that doesn't like get somebody to investigate, like that's a failing of its own. Like if that's not something we're paying attention to now, forget mass shootings. Let's just get all the animal torturers while we're at it. While we're cleaning the streets up.
But the
I'm
damage
mixing my cases up. I think it was the previous one, the Buffalo one.
Yeah,
where this guy had been reported. He had been investigated. They looked into him and they didn't like keep him locked up forever. Now, in hindsight, it seems obvious that they should have, right? They should have. But in reality, how do you determine the people who are going to shoot up a place, a grocery store or a school, and the people you just think might? You can't prosecute. You can't lock up everyone who you think might.
I mean, it seems like the FBI is fucking bad at figuring this out because what the Pulse nightclub shooter, they came out after that one, if I recall, and we're like, oh yeah, this guy, he's been on our radar for a while. Oh no, we didn't do anything. We just knew that he was posting violent things and that he was violent towards his wife and that he did all this other shit.
You lock up people.
But this shit is a percentage game, right? This is the same thing that happens when we have a failing of national intelligence and some big thing goes down, right? How many are they stopping? What percentage are they not? And what happens if you reduce the base number? The percent that go through may or may not be as high or low as we'd like, but you start restricting people's abilities to do this, less of these things go through. If you have some, you could go, all right, this kid's killing animals or whatever, or has been reported and he got checked out and who knows if that failed or not. The kid alone in his fucking room with a knife doesn't kill 21 people. Like the kid with a nuclear weapon kills a lot more than 21 people. So what are we getting him assessed with?
I'm wondering what your goal.
What's your prescription? What's the fix?
How do we take the gun away from the kid?
Well, you'd like me to solve gun control spot? I'll answer that to a point of it. So I'll respond to your point, but like I don't think the idea of just ignoring it. Like you're saying, okay, there's a lot of guns out there. I agree with that.
I'm telling you,
there's a lot of guns out there. It will be hard to get rid of all those guns.
It's impossible to get rid of them.
Sure, I even for the sake of this argument, I will buy, or the sake of this conversation, I'll buy that starting point. It's impossible to get rid of all of them. That doesn't reduce the benefit of making a reduction in these weapons.
I'll give you another point.
Number out there.
Like on top of the fact that it's impossible to shrink the number of firearms in the country, it's impossible to slow the growth of the number of firearms in the country. There are more guns today than there were yesterday, and that has been true forever. That there's never been a time where it's like, hey, we don't have as many guns today in the United States as we did yesterday. That is impossible to fix.
It's politically harder, but it's a much easier fix.
Illegal?
Yeah. Make what illegal?
Guns.
Because they don't want a civil war? That'll be a civil war.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
the
that would
problem.
be a very
It literally would be.
If you want to
Yeah.
go over there to the whole Bill of Rights and start taking chunks out, now you're going to have a civil war. When you're going to go into Alabama with your like federal peacekeeping force and go home to home and like, come out, we know you've got a shotgun, and grandma comes out and they gun grandma down, and that's all over the interweb. And the people in Louisiana say they're not going to kill my grandma. And there's not just one grandma getting gunned down on one doorstep. There are hundreds of them all over the country. And it's not just in the South. There's plenty of people up in Vermont that what are they, the live free or die?
Live free or die, New Hampshire. Yeah.
Their grannies are getting gunned down on
An
doorsteps.
anti-taxation message.
All of
but
a sudden we realized maybe we should have left all those armed citizens who were just following the Bill of Rights alone. There will be a civil fucking war with grannies dead and
But let's
politicians
look at this. What are
getting
we okay with?
assassinated.
What do we want? Do we want to go, okay, we're going to ignore this and allow this problem to continue as it is? Are we okay with this number of children dying? I don't have any kids. I've got no vested interest in this. I'm against, obviously, people's kids being killed for this, but I'm not sitting here going like I have a strong stance on gun, but it seems pretty simple on guns rather. But it seems pretty obvious to me that if a percentage of people are going to do these attacks, and the bigger and more powerful the weapon they have, the more damage they're going to do, then limiting the access to weapons they have is going to limit the damage they can do. Now you say, okay, well, we can't get rid of guns. We can certainly restrict that. And the analogy I was trying to make is for something as simple as something as interested as I am in fitness, the likelihood of me going to work out reduces when I have the simple step of going to the fucking gym as opposed to walking out my door and getting on a bike or running, right? If that simple step is something as effective enough for me that it reduces my workout by a percentage, making them jump some extra hoops to get their weapons is going to reduce that by a percentage too. Is it going to fix it? No. Is it going to be the only cure? No, but it's going to reduce that by some degree.
I think that you would see very little reduction in the outliers, which is what we're talking about.
Mass shootings have gone up
Those
in the last
people,
30
what
years,
those
and
people would
gun control's
hang on.
increased.
What those people would hear is you can't have this, and there a lot of those like weird personalities are going to hear, well, I didn't want one until you told me I couldn't have one. Maybe I will shoot up your authoritarian ass. I don't think you can.
You're not going to stop the fanatics, Kyle. I agree 100%.
And when you start trying to ban a particular kind of weapon, you'll find that you've just jumped in to it'd be like if like a politician tried to jump into one of our favorite video games to balance it, not knowing anything about video games. Like it would be like if Mitch McConnell wanted to come over to Civilization 5 and the Lek mod and be like,
I love the culture win. That's what we're going to do.
And start
Nothing
balancing out all of the cultures. And he's doing it from his limited knowledge of that world and its rules and all the multifaceted things.
I'll take an L on that and say that I don't know a lot about this culture.
It's so hard. I couldn't do it.
But I was going to say, that's the other part I was going to go with this, but none of us are experts in gun law and the implications of each of these different policies. We're all
not an expert in anything, bro.
So exactly, well, it may or not be true, but we're all talking out of our asses here for this. So I guess kind of engage with that core concept for me a little bit. And Kyle, why do you think the reduction in the power of what these people have accessible to
define
them
that
would not?
Because you have to define that now,
sure,
and a politician will be the one to define it.
Well, but this is like almost changing the scope of the conversation. Are we talking the idea, or are we talking the specific input of what that is line by line of that? So I can't.
Okay. If you had a magic wand, if you had a magic wand that
sure.
could make guns less powerful, then obviously now less damage will be done by guns. Maybe we'll have to go bombs then. But what I'm saying is that like it's not a feasible thing to do. All right, here the guy in New York that shot all those black people. He had one of those AR-15s. It had been heavily modified to meet state compliancy in New York. He called it a cucked AR-15. It was. But you can easily modify that if you have a brain into one that's not so. And you can
having a brain is a limiting factor, right? Like right there, you've just reduced the pool of people who can do that.
Filthy's made a point that like every hoop you have to jump through makes this some amount better. Will it be hard to measure? Impossible? Yeah, perhaps. But it's just true. You know, I'd never tried marijuana until I went to Colorado. You know, I just didn't want to. I don't know how to find an illegal drug dealer in North Carolina.
And you weren't motivated to do it either. It probably wasn't.
It is inherently true. Like the more barriers you have up, that's why I was curious about the drug question, because like a lot of the people who present this in the context of guns will be like, "Oh, the drug, the black market solved nothing. There's no way to solve drugs. They have to be legal." So I like your consistency on that, Filthy.
What I don't like to do is have like hypotheticals about like, not mean to find to have for a conversation, but if we're getting to the core of the argument, it's like nobody wants children to get shot. That was fucking awful. It's really been bugging.
It was
me. I
literally
don't
just
like
that one guy. Everyone else doesn't like what that one guy did.
Yeah, I wonder if what he thought while he was doing it. Like, how fucked was he that he could even do something like that?
But there's a small hole in that argument, right? Which goes, we all might agree that we don't want the outcome. But if some people are not willing to take steps to reduce that outcome, then what is it? What do you actually take from that?
Well,
you go,
just a
yes, they don't
disagreement.
want that, but there's a bigger thing that they do want. So, and again, like I don't have a vested interest in this argument personally, like one way or the other on gun rights. I don't own a gun, but I don't particularly care one way or the other on that. But I think
Memorial Day sale, they're cheap right now.
I thought about it a couple of years ago. Almost did end up with one. But
let me know. I got some tips.
Yeah, we had that conversation. But again, the point being that
exploding ammo.
If we do nothing about this, or rather allow the state affairs to happen as it is, then we're basically saying, okay, we're accepting this degree, and perhaps even a rising degree, as you said, more guns are being pumped out than ever before, a rising degree of these types of shootings. And it's currently not only restricted to shootings, the school shootings, these get a lot of media attention for this, but any of these places could potentially happen. We've seen the nightclub shootings. There's nothing that prevents us being a park or a library or any other gathering of people. We had the concert shooting, right? Like these things are gonna happen while there's people who are not, people with these ideas and personalities and problems who have access to these weapons. And that seems the inevitable outcome of making them so readily available. So
I would, my solution, honestly, look, if I had a child in an elementary school, my solution needs to save my child. I don't want to start lobbying for dollars and putting an infrastructure together and start looking at Supreme Court justices, because that's what when anybody who wants to yank guns away, that's their plan. Their plan is 30, 40, 50 years from now, maybe we can chip away. If that's your goal, to like legislate against guns, good luck. Good luck. Okay, you might as well legislate against oil. Get right on that one too. It's not going to fucking win. You're not going to win.
This one, I'm going to answer it first because I love it. If the government came to you and asked how we should reform police, what would you say? I love my answer. Right now, when police do bad shit, the city pays you and nothing happens to the cops. I like the idea that when there's a big payout, right? $4 million because this guy died, $150,000 because this guy got hurt, or the police lied, or whatever, it comes from the police retirement fund. Let's change the nature of the thin blue line. Let's, instead of having all these cops on their side against us, be like, asshole, that's my pension. My pension just went down because you shot a guy after you handcuffed him. We don't do that around here. My pension this, my pension that. Oh, are you going to beat a guy senseless for kicks? That's our pension. And just let it, they should put out a fucking flyer. Everyone's pension went down by $37 a year, because of this action.
No, I'm good with that.
Other.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea of a lot of civilian oversight. Like I don't know why you need a police chief who carries a gun. You probably need a police chief who's a fucking nerd or something. Find a black woman gay nerd and make them I'm not even joking. Make them the civilian oversight. And if you don't want to like work for them, then fucking quit. I love whenever they're like, oh, police won't do this, and let them fucking quit. Like oh, they're gonna like do the. We were gonna have to go through you one at a time to find the bad apples. If you don't want to like go along with this shit that makes sense, then you can just fucking quit. They do need to pay them more, because I think that'll attract the people that you need to be doing that job. That's what I've always said. Anytime that there's a job that people are underperforming in, it's because they're not getting paid enough. And just to be clear, I'm not suggesting paying the people who are doing it right now more. I'm not saying you take those knuckleheads that are in police cars now and give them 30 more K a year and suddenly they'll be good cops. I'm saying they'll quickly be phased out and replaced by the kind of worker who was going to go to a different job that pays $85,000, $90,000 a year. Someone who I don't like you should be like halfway to a fucking law degree. You should be a paralegal before we put you in a cop car and give you a gun.
Maybe do something about what seems like lifetime employment that they get now. Like once you get hired as a cop, it's tricky to get fired. And that's not true in other jobs.
Yeah, I think it should be super easy to get fired as a cop. I think that Oh man, I would like to change. You know, I think there's been a lot of looking at that they're not required to like act and help people. Well, let's fix that.
That's been a thing for a while, apparently.
Let's make it so that if a cop doesn't like do his job, then they're liable. I like that. I like making.
I mean, it's not just cops though, right? Like, isn't that like a whole government thing that like once you're hired, it's borderline impossible to fire shitty government employees? That's why the DMV's ass. That's what there's no baseline metrics by which to gauge their success. Like they're not looking at the amount of turn in the DMV and being like, oh, we can make more money. Like they just don't give a fuck. Like they just won't like that seems to be a government employee thing that like once you're hired on, it's very difficult to get rid of you.
Oh, and another thing, I really don't think you should be able to police in a district that you don't live in.
That's true.
Like down to the smallest municipality. I don't think you should be the police officer in my town if you don't live here, in my county if you don't live here, in my state if you don't live here, or in my country if you don't live here.
I don't understand why
you're gonna be so like if you want like let's say there's a big riot going down in Atlanta or something that like needed to be handled by government officials. Like they're going to send the National Guard, who were born in Connecticut or whatever, there because there's no connection to the local people. There's no connection to the community. They're more than happy to do whatever's asked of them. Whereas if you ask someone who a police team that was a part of that community, you know, hopefully they would be a little more understanding about it and be like, well, this is where we or ideally that's what it should be. This is where we live. We need to be more measured in our response.
Let me put a counterpoint out there. Kyle, are you changing the topic or
more police stuff? It was just a police video I just watched.
Okay, let me answer this thought you put out though. Let's say you're in a town, maybe it's not the biggest town, and I say all your cops have to be locals. You might have a really shitty talent pool. You might be forced to hire Billy Bob, who we all knew was a bully in high school, because he's the only guy applying. In Ocean City for lifeguards, this is before I got on, there was an interview, and all the local kids got 100% on the interview, and then people from out of town would get, you know, whatever, 5% or whatever they deserved. And it gave locals a leg up. And when they figured out what was going on, they got rid of it. They're like, this is an athletic competition. It's timed. We don't hire people based on whether they live here or not. And they got better guards. If you had to hire cops that were nearby, maybe you don't have the best ones.
Yeah, and I'm sure you could extend it. You know, if there's a town with 100 people and you need 2 cops, there might not be someone there who's qualified. But as a whole, like I do think it holds true that like a group of any sort of enforcement officials who is from the area they're being forced to enforce on, like, is going to be better than like people from a different city, like a bunch of St. Louis cops going to handle a Memphis riot. I think they might be a little more apt to be like, we don't fucking live in Memphis. Like this isn't our community. We have no ties here. Maybe I'm 1,000,000%.
They'll do
off.
what? They'll let the thing go down horribly, or they'll be too rough.
They might be too rough, too aggressive, like too apt to harm people.
I see that. Maybe it's just a rule that applies to medium and large places.
That could be. Like I don't know what the fucking solution is. Yeah. But
I think like I don't want better cops as in when I think of better cops, like what does that even mean? Does it mean we're getting like a guy who's
taller ones who are jacked?
Like we're getting like a more like a more efficient killer.
V-shaped.
You know, like if we're getting a more efficient killer, then that's not what I was looking for. But I would like someone who's a little slower on the draw, but maybe like went to high school with some of the people he's gonna be like showing up at their houses. Because there's so many scenarios where you see the cops show up at some fucking house, trailer, whatever, and there's like an old person who's like not acting normal, and it's like, all right, this is a real scary situation here now that the cop is here. That's what I always start feeling. Is like, you know,
now a gun's in the mix.
Before the cop got here, there was always the fact that I know I'm faster than that old lady, and if she starts running at me, I just outrun her. Hey, she'll get tuckered out if she chases me long enough. It'll make it easier to solve this thing. The cop is going to be like, one more step and you're dead, Granny. Like that's their attitude. So when you bring them there, like you need to know that. I know that the U.S. just instituted some new phone number, and the fact that that like neither of you probably have heard about it, and that I can't remember it is a good sign that they're not advertising it enough. But I think there's a new mental health hotline that you're supposed to call like 998 or something if you got like a kooky neighbor who might need to be looked in on. There's no way they're not sending the cops anyway. They're still going to send those 2 guys in the black and white.
Dude, if you call the cops though, like if someone's acting erratically in a dangerous way, they should send the cops. You don't send a fucking 21-year-old girl social worker to try and handle that. That you're sending her into a mission that can't be won.
I'd have you call 988 on me all the time. That's what they were gonna do. Like,
Oh,
I'm feeling real lonely. I might do something. I don't know.
I know I have a Missouri number, but my enemy Kyle, if he doesn't get his dick sucked by a sexy social worker, he's gonna go on a rampage.
He wants to eat gummies with a 22-year-old and watch Lord of the Rings 2.
It's 211. That's the number Kyle talked about. I think I Googled it. I think I got it right. Mental health hotline. This is for you call a cop if it's a life-threatening mental health thing. If it's not, 211. And apparently you get a human, they say on the internet.
Yeah.
You get like I know. I'll say this, like if I had someone in my life going through like a manic episode or something like that, no way I call the cops.
No,
you are bringing an autocannon into the mix. You might as well be bringing like a Terminator in who has like protocol. You're not bringing a person who's going to make rational decisions. They're going to kill your loved one if they make one mistake.
And they'll kill your dog for fun.
Oh, they'll kill your dog for fun. They love smoking dogs.
I just can't imagine some piece of shit cop breaking into my house and shooting Fozzie and Teddy.
Oh, they'd explode.
They would.
They'd use the 12 gauge.
They'd use the 12 gauge and just absolutely pop my 12-pound dog.
You just hear, dog! Boom! Boom! I got him, Sarge! I got him! Tango's down.
Look at him shaking in the corner threateningly.
Don't worry, Johnson. You're going to get a medal for this.
Menacingly.
I guess it's 988. I feel like Zach corrected me. 211 is
don't call any of those numbers. Just
211, I guess, is for non-emergencies, and you might get a food shelter or a food bank or a shelter. 211, and 988 is a non-life-threatening mental health.
What if there was a number called where they would just send a big guy who was on your side no matter what?
I like that.
What if you called 1000 and they would send like a 6'2", 220-pound guy, a black man, who is like on your side no matter what the argument you're having is.
You know what I want?
I should be able to yell the N-word at Kroger.
Robert Taylor expressing himself. Like he would back you up. Like
he would give you a hood pass right on the spot.
What's the disease? What's that disease that makes those people like
Tourette's?
No. Their skin goes from dark to light.
Vitiligo.
Yeah.
He would have your back. He'd say
vitiligo, something like that.
My man Taylor's got vitiligo.
Yeah,
he can say what he wants. He'd have your back. He'd be there with the N-word card. Now I don't know why you went specifically to a race-based thing.
Because you said he was black, and I imagined the funniest thing for someone to having to be defend would be a horrible person doing something racist.
Remember the Super Bowl commercials where you had like Terry Tate, the Office linebacker or whatever, like that.
Yeah, those were good.
You're able to like bring Terry Tate, the Office linebacker, into your life anytime you need to. If somebody's giving you a hard time, let's say Granny's got a knife. All right, I want Terry Tate there, not a cop. Terry Tate's gonna fucking knock her out, get the knife away. He's dealt with a crazy bitch or two himself. You know
what would be a
keeps
good
popping in my head. When I'm in an Xbox lobby and someone's talking trash in a British accent, I don't fuck with them. These people are experts at their craft.
You give too much credit to these Brits. They're stupid retards too. You can make fun of them.
No, they're less stupid retard than me. And if I see a British guy and I'm just like, he's gonna outwit me, fuck this, I'm not into it. You know why? They don't have guns. They have to work with their heads all the time. If they came here, they'd lose, right? That's for sure.
They would. We'd
out eat them right away.
we'd shoot them, but online
we shoot them.
Online they're British and they're here with me, and I have to do a battle of wits with the British people.
In a slight change of topic, did you see that the Austin, almost said Boston bomber, it rhymes. The Austin bomber blew himself up and was, is no more. Did you see that?
Great news. Yeah, I heard about that the other night.
He's younger than I expected.
23. Yeah, he had been mailing packages all around the Austin, Texas area and blowing people up. He even set one up via tripwire on a sidewalk, and really injured some people.
Do we know
and
how they caught him? Because this,
Yeah.
we should just lay this out. The SWAT team was closing in on him, and he kind of blew himself up as a suicide. So, like, when I first heard he blew himself up, I thought maybe he was making bombs and it was an accident.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this perhaps this explosion site is where the guy was making bombs. But no, the SWAT team was like, they pretty much had him, and he killed himself with a bomb.
yeah, so the way they caught him was they went to the he went into FedEx to mail some of the packages. And so they go to the security cameras in FedEx, and an old man walks in, clearly like 65 years old, with like shoulder length white hair and a baseball cap and a flannel shirt. That's him in disguise. Best disguise ever. But they just like, they're like, all right, well, he walked in the store at, let's just say 3 p.m. So let's go across the street, look at that camera at 3 p.m., see what it sees. So they find his car, get his license plate, track that to him, his actual identity, track that to his cell phone, track him via his cell phone, close in on him, and that's all she wrote.
It's always shocks me when they do actually good police work. Because I talked about this a few weeks ago, but when I got swatted, we actually found the guy's gamer tag. And the detectives were like, we're at a dead end. Like, it's gold. Like,
Sorry, Mr. Woodworth, I don't have enough Microsoft points to complete this investigation.
How are we supposed to find Big Titty Lover 69? It could be anyone.
Yeah, I had a video of them bragging about swatting me, and it was like, well, here's a lead. And they're like, oh, yeah, his name was Bunny something or other, like Bunny Lover, I don't know. And yeah, they just like, oh my God, you guys suck. Like, if it gets to be online at all, then they were worthless.
Yeah, it's like it's in Pakistan.
I often wonder about that, because like if local police departments have they should have, I'm thinking it's 2018, someone who understands the online world and is I guess staying in touch with all of this stuff, because it's so easy now to you can go online and type in burner email, right? Or burner phone, whatever it is. Like, you can just be somewhat anonymous pretty easily, right?
Yeah.
And do some of these things.
I don't think they'd properly utilize that guy in police forces. They'd be like, Officer Allen, my mouse isn't working.
Yeah. An underpaid IT guy. Yeah, that's what he would end up.
He was picturing himself being like,
CSI.
Swordfish,
Oh,
like something like that, where he's doing hardcore hacking. No, he's spraying crumbs out of some obese traffic cop's keyboard. Doesn't that like on a cop level, like, don't you get like a little tinge of like, oh shit, like when you see a cop that's like at an event, like guarding, and they are morbidly obese, you're like, if shit's going down, it's going to be over by the time this guy gets there. Like, that's not a joke. Like,
I always say I feel like cops should be making $80,000 a year, not because I think that the cops we have right now deserve $80,000 a year, but because it would bring in a whole new, much more qualified group of people. The level
more than that, Kyle.
Like city cops are barely making minimum wage. They pay to they have to wash their own cars and pay for and do their own car repair.
It depends on the precinct.
Yeah.
I like people from I have, I'm on Facebook, so I'm like, I wonder what this guy pulls in. You look it up, like, Ocean City Cops, where I came from. Not the, entry level pay, but you're like, by the time they're 40, they're making 120 grand a year.
If they're detective, maybe
they're like, whatever.
I'm thinking like the ones that are actually protecting and serving us, like the street cops who are driving around in cruisers.
All right. So the average as of March 1st, 2018 is for a police patrol officer is 52,902.
All right. So that's never been promoted, right? That's what it sounds like, like the.
Yeah, I don't know the
guy that Kyle's talking about. I guess I was thinking cops in general, right? Because by the time they're up a rank or two and standing in the front of the room, they're making 6 digits, it seems.
Well, Georgia is in the bottom quintile of police salaries by state, according to Zippia.com.
Yeah, I only have like my cop buddies to go on, and they're always just like, "This is horse shit." like what I just said is like literally true. Like my buddy was like, "Yeah, I fucking ran over a rock chasing a guy down the other night. Guess who's having to fix the bumper on my car? Me." He's like, I'm like, what
Wow.
do you? I was like, can you come over Saturday? You know, we're gonna do some target shooting. We're gonna shoot some skeet. We're gonna barbecue. He's like, no, I gotta go in and wash cruisers. I was like, well, what do you get paid to wash fucking cars? He's like, oh, they don't pay us for that. like, we're just being forced in to come wash our own cars.
What a pain in the ass. Well, tell them to move to Illinois because they'll make $74,000 a year.
In Jersey, they get misbehaving teenagers to wash the cars. Ask me how I know. And in I had a second point. Oh, but they do have to do unpaid stuff, but it's usually like parades and things.
Ah, yeah.
Funerals.
Interesting.
I guess there's worse jobs, but
that is funny. That's not very woke. We were talking about the American Army and stuff. I wish that jobs all over the place had physical requirements, right? Like what happened? There was a cop. I went off on her.
Yeah.
Oh,
taser.
She mixed up her taser and her Glock. And a lot of people thought the root cause of that was mixing up the taser and the Glock. I saw it a little differently. The guys were like establishing risk control and pulling him out of the car. She can't play that game, so she went straight to weapons. And I feel like this is just a natural byproduct of weak cops. And I don't mean women cops, although they are often weak. I'm talking about weak cops. If you can't do 30 push-ups, you either lose your job or we find a desk job.
I think all cops should be able to bench press 150. Let's just let's make that the minimum.
Sure.
2 reps, 150. You got a racket.
Okay. Yeah. And boom. Now there's a physical requirement.
Now there's no female cops.
If you go to the Army, different jobs could have different physical requirements. If you're going to find yourself in a scenario where you might have to pull a dude out of a tank, then you need to whatever fucking
the G.I. Jane scenario.
Is that a G.I. Jane thing? But yeah, then you need to be able to chainsaw 50 pounds or whatever, right? All right, this is a physical requirement if you have that job. If my brother-in-law was in the Air Force and his job was to look at pictures that were taken by surveillance, he was in intelligence, and just circle things that he thought people up the chain should look more closely at. A job like that, pretty much no physical requirements,
you
right?
You can curl 3 ounces, you're in.
You're right. If you can drink a beer, you get that job or whatever it is. Yeah. You know, so yeah, different jobs, different. If you work in IT, probably super low physical requirements.
Yeah.
If you're marching with a gun, probably super high physical requirements because you might have to pull someone to safety. And of course yourself and your gear.
The whole thing from G.I. Jane, it's the movie where Demi Moore signs up to be the first female Navy SEAL, and the recruitment or the sergeant or whatever, the training guy who's played by Viggo Mortensen tells Demi Moore's character while he's beating the shit out of her, he's like, you couldn't even pull your body weight out of the ocean this morning because you were soaking wet and wearing your gear, which by the way would be an incredibly difficult physical task after you'd already done all that PT. But she couldn't pull her own body weight out of the water into the boat, soaking wet with her gear on after doing physical stuff already. He's like, I pulled a man out of a burning tank, a 200-pound man with his gear on out of a burning tank. I helped lower a man into a tank one time. It is incredibly awkward. He weighed 150 pounds. It was hard because it's just real awkward to lower him in there. He was a handicapped veteran and he wanted to be able to shoot a tank. So we're carefully lowering this guy who doesn't have the use of 3 of his limbs into a fucking tank. And there's 3 grown men doing this and we're all sweating by the time it's done. Cause you don't just throw this guy in there like a sack of potatoes. He's already fucked up. So we're trying to easily get him in there. It was hard.
You might have a higher tolerance for bumping him on the edges if you're just rescuing him.
Yeah. And there are edges. Tanks do not have forgiving edges.
I was like, I wonder if modern ones do. Because I assume it wasn't like a current tank.
It certainly wasn't like a brand new tank. I don't remember exactly what it was. But, whenever I've been in them, I usually wore some gear. Like especially if I wasn't on camera, you'd put the goofy ass helmets on and you can bang your head around in there. It doesn't hurt so much. They look absurd.
I've never been in a moving tank, but I'm guessing it moves in unpredictable ways, right? Like you don't get to see like a car and sort of anticipate all the stuff that's going to happen. It's just shaking around, right?
It's so heavy that it can't do jolty stuff really. Everything it does is this slow roll and pitch kind of thing because it's
What kind of
so
tank were
big
you?
and heavy.
What kind of tank were you?
I've been in a tank destroyer and what kind was it? I don't know. I got a video of it. Let's see.
Yeah. You know, with the thing about physical requirements, as you're talking about that, you know, it's curious to me because, you know, the world's on a bell curve. Would you agree? Like you have most of us exist in the middle, and then you have the extremes.
Sure.
You have like physical. So you have some women who are extremely strong who could probably do certain things, but there aren't a lot of those. And then you have another aspect where there are a lot of men who just aren't capable to do what an average woman does. This bell curve. So with that in mind, if you remove the idea of gender from it and just go on capability for these specific jobs, that's a very easy thing to do. But why do you think that's so becomes so difficult to put that idea into the police force or fire departments or, you know, a search and rescue or the military? What is the resistance to that?
It
Having
hurts
that
people's feelings, right? It has to be that simple. It is to me anyway. Like it just hurts people's feelings. And there should be. I used to be a lifeguard. I was lifeguard on the beach, and we had, you know, a couple dozen or hundreds of rescues every year. So you actually had to be able to fucking do this, and you requalified every year. I forget what I think it was a 2-minute 200-meter swim and a 6-minute mile, right? And if you didn't get that, you were fired. And you know, we had, I think, 135 people, and 6 of them were girls. That's what the police force would look like if they had physical requirements that mattered. You know, and
I disagree. I don't think there'd be any women. I don't think there'd be any women if because I think you should be able to. I don't know. I think there should be some real physical requirements. Like if we look at the job, I would say that being a police officer is more difficult than being a lifeguard, and I do not underrate how difficult being a lifeguard is. I just think that your main job is dragging people out of the water, right? And like swimming out long distances, and perhaps rescuing somebody who's so panicky that their first intuition is to take you down with them flailing.
That's not hard to deal with, though.
Yeah, fucking.
You just go under, you sink, then they don't want you anymore. It happens every time.
Oh, you want to go down? Well, let's go.
Yeah. I'm not the one panicking.
How long can you hold your breath, sir? My record's 3.5 minutes.
Woody, is that the move? You just start sinking and then they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's literally, they give a manual out to every rookie. You read it and then you do it and it works every time.
That's great. But like, if you're going to have to wrestle with people in the streets who are armed criminals, like, I don't know. I don't know that I'm qualified, motherfucker. Like I think you need to be a. I actually do
can I choose my perps? I could do some.
Yeah.
I want to go after white collar crimes.
I think most men aren't qualified to be cops. I think that most cops aren't qualified to be cops. I'll say that. Like most cops I see, I'm like, I whoop your ass. you can restrain. You'd have to shoot me if I was crazy. Like if I were crazed, you'd have to kill me because you're not physically capable of doing anything else.
And for women, that's like 100% of the scenarios.
100% of the scenarios.
You've been in a fist fight before in the street, right? You've boxed, you fought, you fought in a ring, which is one type of fighting. But you've been in a street fight. You've been like where the stakes are pretty freaking high. It's not. The movies have polluted our brains as to what physical interactions are. Like I've been in hockey fights, and it's okay because there's a referee, and my chances of getting killed are very slim because somebody's going to intercede if things go bad. I've also been in fights in bars, and even that has things. But on the street, when you're dealing with somebody, it's the idea of you're going to put them in get them into a chokehold when they're manic and crazy. It's like knife defense. If you've been in a knife fight, that's slashing your fight. You're not going to put you're going to take damage.
Yep. Oh no! I take my shirt off and wrap it around my fist so that
you're going to take fuck up.
I'm kidding. I'm not stupid.
Even if you're highly skilled, somebody has a knife. You're going to take a serious amount of damage. They're going to slash and jab. You're going to take a lot of damage, and you're looking out with your life. So when you put a cop in a situation who's got to deal with somebody who's agitated, hyper, and somebody who may be on drugs or may be agitated, there isn't many people in the world who can take down somebody of an equal size when they're agitated and violent and like again, you've been in fights. Like it's a battle.
I don't think I've been in this kind of fight. No, I've been in an adult street fight.
You fought for your life in the streets, right? We all have. Well, I don't know.
Maybe James has. I have not. No.
A little boxing every now and then.
I've been into my share of arguments. Okay.
I've shouted.
What was that, James?
No, but even if you're in like a pushing, you're pushing somebody, it escalates quickly. And unless you really know how to balance yourself, unless you've got a lot of practice, even a pushing match can be kind of very eventful. It's just when I see some of these videos of cops dealing with people, like if you don't understand what it takes just to keep yourself safe, you're not going to dominate somebody. I mean, maybe if you're a great, a heavyweight MMA guy, you may have a chance that somebody smaller, they're not going to take any damage, but there's this unrealistic idea that cops can somehow subdue somebody without any type of physical.
I disagree. I all the videos I see,
depends on the criminal.
Cops are absolutely dominating the other guy. And Taylor, you're right, it does. And it's because the other guy's hardly fighting back. Like when a person resists arrest, they're kind of like just not fully putting their hands behind their back. In most of the videos I see, they're just kind of like walking away or like slipping.
They haven't gone into full attack mode. They're more in like, no, I don't wanna. No, they're like a kid who doesn't want to get in the car. They're just like, no, I don't want to get in the car.
And if a bigger dude is square up with a policeman,
it's rare.
There's rule of thumb here: always watch the first 5 minutes of the video and the last 5, not just what you're fed, what we're fed on our outlets, because I'm in a business. I can manipulate everything. When I edit, I can make the same scene look polarly opposite.
Oh yeah, you're going to come off terrible on this podcast.
By the way, we've been here 4 hours. These are 30 minutes long.
You guys have no idea how racist he's about to look.
What, you just watch it on Saturday and it's like, my name is James and I am gay. It's like, man, they really screwed me.
I fucked up more than my share, believe me.
I don't know. They're a friendly bunch. I feel like no matter how rude you are, they just kind of go with it. Like, remember when Jackass went there and Party Boy would go into like the Japanese electronics store, rip that tracksuit off down to a G-string and a bow tie, and he was like dancing up on the shop owner, like humping him, and the shop owner just acts embarrassed and walks away, and then a cop comes in, he takes the cop's hat off of him, puts it on, and continues to dance with it, and the cop doesn't get angry, he doesn't get physical, he's like, oh, give him my hat back, you crazy party boy. Like it.
Yeah, try that bit in Jackson, Mississippi, and see how it goes. Yeah,
like there are aspects of American cops that I really, really like. I like that, at least my opinion of them is they don't get intimidated, right? There is no apartment building that a cop won't go into because it's too rough for a cop. No, cops are the fucking alphas in every situation, and that's the deal. On the downside, they're the alphas in every situation, and that's the deal. Jesus Christ, it's a traffic stop, like you're pushing people around. The nurse who didn't want to give blood without a warrant, you have to like cuff her and lean her over the trash can and rough her up and throw her in the car.
It depends though, because I don't like those videos. Like those instances you just mentioned are fucked up. I don't like those, but I've been getting on late night and watching these videos of like Trump protesters, Antifa specifically, and getting in trouble with the cops. And I love it. I love it when they go a step too far and they body slam some guy, or they get out the billy clubs and go to whomping. I saw one the other day, and it wasn't either of those things. It wasn't Antifa or protesters. It was just a white lady with her illegal Mexican boyfriend are in their car, and they get pulled over, and the first thing the cop does is call ICE. and he's like, ma'am, ICE would like to talk to you, because she's like, you can't do this, we're not even near the border. He's like, it doesn't fucking matter. He's like, you want to talk to ICE? And she's like, we're not even near the border, we're just trying to go on a vacation. And they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hopefully matter. Mexico. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy that stuff a lot.
Yeah. I do like seeing ruffians get their comeuppance, like especially the water cannon. We talked about that.
a little while ago, a couple episodes ago, where people are just being assholes and they just get a nice blast of water, or like people are. There was one of those Antifa dudes that was like, it was a few weeks ago, but he was like marching around doing that like tough guy walking back and forth, but never getting any closer to the cops. I mean, that could be dangerous. Be careful, but he's still bloviating and being loud. And then one of the cops shot a beanbag and it hit him right in the nuts. And he went down and they had to go grab him. And it was like, that's what you fucking get for being an asshole who doesn't know when to disperse. Like,
so the water cannon's legal in Europe, but not here. But my impression of European police is they're so professional, right? They're not out there just kicking ass.
Yeah, it's legal. It's just not used because of visual political reasons, because it was used against peaceful black protesters during the 60s. It's
my mistake.
It's unseemly.
Like, every so often I see like police done in like Sweden or something, and they're like respectfully cuffing a guy, talking them down, not going straight to like 0 to 100 in terms of violence right out of the gate.
Well, Sven, put down the skis. Let's not get rash here.
Maybe we should do that. I don't know.
There was a video of
an eye out with that one.
There was a video of a guy, and I think it was the Philippines, or I mean, maybe I'm just generalizing, of a guy who comes in with like a knife to the police station, literally like trying to like do something, and the guy like walks over and is like talking him down. After like a couple minutes, just goes over, takes it out of his hand, and just hugs the dude. And the guy, I was like, he would have been dead 5 minutes ago. He would
might
have
been a hospital. I think I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, he would have been shot immediately. Like, that's just dumb. But yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Do you want to watch it?
Yeah, sure. I don't know why I answered. I brought it up. Of course I'm down. Like, yeah, guys.
I think
it's only a minute long. I'm at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm at 0. All right. I'll count it down. Cheers, you two. Ready, set, play.
He's such a little guy too. Like,
can I just say, I fucking hate videos that do this, where they have like music and then like weird on-screen like motion graphics to tell you a situation.
I'm with you. Oh my gosh, it's so terrible. Like,
all right, to be fair, this guy has never held a knife in his life.
No. He's double handing handing it, like poking it out in front of him, like this. He's trying to hand it over. That makes sense.
Oh, that's why he's holding it so awkwardly. Because I was like, what? Does he not cut his own meat? Everyone has some knife experience.
What if that's
they only know how to use 2 sticks.
He's been in that hospital room poking at a steak for 3 hours. That's what it was all about.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the cop like did a quick waist. He's doing like pat checks right now on like the guy's waistline to make sure he doesn't have anything else while hugging him. Oh, yeah. It's like one of those things where like, this guy knows how to do his job really well.
You have a bomb back here, do you?
It's just making sure.
That's observant. I didn't catch that.
Was not on meth, because you can find clips like this, of meth heads with a knife, where it's like, okay, yeah, I can see you had to shoot him even after the first 3 bullets. It just seemed to pump him up. Like, that is no joke.
Gets the blood flowing.
One of my favorite types of video is the police activity videos, where you've got like a privileged lady and she doesn't realize that cops will beat up women and nobody can do anything about it. And it's great. It's great because they just slam these ladies on the concrete and they're like, "You just have a girl." Yes, you are.
Stop resisting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop resisting. Give me your hand. Fucking tasing them, pepper spray. I love when they pepper spray.
I love it when they like the perp, I'll call him, is like, "Don't touch me. Don't keep your hands to yourself," to like a cop. Yeah. And it's like, no, you don't. This isn't the bar. This isn't high school. You can't just tell a cop like you've forbidden him from touching your person.
I am a sea vessel. And you are not my admiral. I will respond only to my.
Excuse me, I'm the sub guy. Like,
that would
get out of
be
here. I'm the sub man.
That would be the best cop ever. That like an improv cop who like gets up there and they're like, "I am a seafaring vessel on my way to 2 distinct points that are not defined as property from the United States," and the cop can just be like, "Sailor, you stand at attention when being addressed by your admiral. You will exit this seafaring vehicle, sir, and you will show me how you have kept it clean. This is not up." He puts on a white glove and he's like touching his cup holder. Like, "This is not what we do in the Navy, sir."
Barnacles.
I'd love to see the cop
to the brig with you.
The cop needs to start rotating. I am a lighthouse.
I am a lighthouse.
You will go in this car. Giving out directions.
Yeah, I am a secret naval police.
The police in my town are so fucking chill. I guess this is the funniest thing. I swear to God, sounds made up. It's true. I was at a grocery store. I think it was last year around December, and I see a bunch of cop cars, and there's like a group of policemen in the parking lot, and I'm thinking they got somebody, like they got some big drug bust. They're arresting somebody. Something's going down, and I kind of do a little drive by and I pull up on them, just see what they're doing. Swear to fucking God, right hand to God, they're out there playing jacks in the street. Like they're playing jacks in the fucking parking lot of like
That's how safe
line.
it is. They're just playing.
Yeah. There's nothing really to do. There's the occasional meth lab, but like,
that happens.
They did a little bit of domestic abuse, but it's the South.
This girl in my high school almost died because 2 houses down from her, I believe it was a meth lab, and it exploded, and it destroyed like the roofs and like part of the houses on both sides of them, and she had to stay in a hotel for like weeks because like pieces of house just like came through her roof.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a very Midwest.
Every now
thing
and then
to
you see a house explode. Those are cool videos, like a gas leak.
Yeah,
and she did not live in an area I thought was a meth threat. Like, so
I think that's maybe why they chose it then, because it's like, they don't.
I think you're right. There must be more of these meth labs out there than we know.
I'm sure there's a meth lab in my neighborhood. I would.
Is meth on the up? Is meth pop? Is it continuing to grow? Is it stagnated?
I don't really keep up with it, but
don't have my finger on the pulse of.
Yeah, I would say it's probably as popular as ever.
Never done meth. I would.
Well, it's basically like the stronger version of crack, right?
There was an edible I took one time that was like a homemade edible by someone that eventually got put into like a rehab thing for meth. And this edible fucked me up. Like my teeth itched. So that could have been meth. It was
this is brownie so crunchy.
Yeah, it was weird. I got home and I'm like, man, I don't feel a fucking thing. Like at the when I took it like an hour after, I'm like, I don't feel a fucking thing. Drive home, park my car, and I'm just like, my teeth fucking itch, dude. Like, but how do I scratch my teeth?
I just don't want to be up for that long. Like the thing about meth, I'm sure I used to take Adderall. I don't want to be up all day and all night, not be able to sleep. You see those people who take apart electronics and stuff because they're just looking for something to do and they're all hyped up and shit. It's fuck. Did you took that old tube television apart? That thing's holding a charge.
I gotta fix it. I gotta fix this CRT TV. CRT cathode ray tube. I have to get in there and fix it.